There we go. Hello, everybody. Will says, what do we do with the microphone when we start a stream? I haven't turned this computer on in a whole week. And it turns out OBS was just like, microphone? What that? So, let's try this again. Hold on. Hello and welcome to another live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. That's me. I'm Johnny Chiodini. I went away for a week, didn't I? I had myself a little break. I'm back now. So, great. Let's just resume what we've been doing for well over a year now. Today we will be painting because it is a Monday and that's what we do on a Monday. What are we going to be painting? That's a great question. We're going to be painting some frogs. Now, I'll show you actually. Basically, a bit out of sync apparently. Well, the good news is, once I press this button, my face goes quite small. So frankly, I'm not going to correct that. I know it's like 7 frames out of sync. 7 frames out, which, you know, I could do a... Oh no, the delay should be fine. Anyway, I'm out of practice apparently. We're going to be painting some frogs today. Some frogs specifically for Blood Bowl, because I do play a lot of Blood Bowl, don't I? So basically, here's a frog. I painted this actually after the last painting stream a couple of weeks ago, because I'd already painted this one, which I'd based on an Amazon poison dart frog, and I was very happy with the legs. Watson, could you not? She's making a nest. She had all day to do that, but no. I painted this, I was really happy with the colour gradients, and then I did these stripes on the back, which I wasn't happy with, blah, blah, blah. But if you'll remember, last painting stream, we painted this wet elf that I'd kit bashed for Blood Bowl. And I came away from that stream thinking, I'm not very happy with my painting. It doesn't photograph well. I feel like the colours are very patchy. I feel like I'm stagnating. And so, the following day, I sat down by myself with this frog. And I basically decided, let's really work on getting strong, even colours. And I'd just forgotten that when they talk about doing too thin coats on your painting, they do it for a reason. So I painted this frog, and I really focused on the skin and getting a nice layering effect on the on the skin. I'm not thrilled with the back, but basically it reminded me that I can paint strong, bright colours, and I can make it look nice and neat. Piggle, come on, bed down, mate. And I thought, great. So today, what I'm going to do is, I've got this frog, which I think we can all agree only has black paint on it, and we're going to put some more paint on it, and we're going to crack on with that. But first, I feel like it's quite important for us to address the war elephant in the room, because these miniatures are manufactured by Punga. I got the STLs for these, and I printed them off myself with my 3D printer. Punga is a Russian company. Obviously, Russia at the minute is still carrying on with a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which is horrible, and it is... it's, you know, shocking. Like, atrocities are being committed. It is just a senseless act of violence, and it's absolutely bloody horrible. I'm aware that, obviously, like, painting some miniatures made by a Russian company, quite a contentious issue. Punga has put out a statement saying that they condemn the war and the aggression against Ukraine, which I think is laudable. And, you know, while I condemn in the strongest possible terms Russia for invading Ukraine and perpetuating just a senseless war, I'm not a world power that can give out financial sanctions, you know, like, and I don't feel, I mean, 14 says, I don't think we need to boycott individual Russians for what their leadership does. And so that's kind of my take on it, is that, like, war on Ukraine, extremely, extremely bad. Punga, yes, Russian, not really a part of it. I just wanted to make that clear, and I hope that all makes sense to you, and it isn't objectionable. So there we go. History with character. says, can I share information on a Kickstarter by a Ukrainian company, not a link, obvs? Yes, please do. Will says it's vital to also note Ukraine is not being invaded by an army equipped with 3D printable sports frogs. There is that. So, anyway, basically, I've done a Google. I Googled poison dart frog, and I've come across one. I won't show you because it's on my second monitor, but it's basically a red frog, and it's got nice sort of like cream-coloured hands, and it's got some sort of black bits sort of worked into there as well. Now, I was thinking about this. When I did these stripes, I did them, I hated them, I tried to fix them, I got to this point and I went, that's going to have to do. I think what I'm going to do with this instead is, right, you can see how on this one, there's this darker green where I started with a dark base coat and then worked up with lighter greens. I'm just going to make that bit, that in between, black, and I'm going to work up some reds on this frog, so it looks nice and red, but also has a little bit of black in there, and that is the plan. Stephen Roger Benson says, poison dart frogs look worryingly tasty. I know what you mean. I think when they evolved, they weren't factoring in how sweets were going to be marketed to children in the future. Not that I'm calling you a child. Right. History with Characters says, Frogwares is doing a Kickstarter to make a new Sherlock Holmes video game. They're based out of Ukraine. The game is called Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, and Will has posted a link to it. So if you want to go support some Ukrainian devs, please go click on that and have a good look. There's also a YouTube link where you can find out more about Frogwares. So there we go. Timothy Thomas has done a super chat saying, cash money is for Johnny. P.S. Hope you had a nice break. It was okay at best. Thank you very much. I had a good couple of days. I had some bad days. But, you know, off the back of it, I was excited to come back and start painting and streaming again. So there we go. Nevermore says, colours are there to warn predators, not necessarily humans. I know. I was doing a bit. Oh, welcome back to a non-binary person who looks through a box of paints trying to find a paint. This week we're looking for reds. So that's not red. That is. And that one. Just going to get all the reds I have out. Blangle's red. I'm not really going to use that one, am I? Let's see what else we got in here. Griffham orange. That's orange. By its description. That's Screamer pink again. Naughty Screamer pink. Are you off now, Watson? Now that you've... Okay, bye. Yep, alright. Oh, the old Wazdaka red. And then I know for a fact I've got... That's the vermilion. Where's heavy red and gory red? Where are they? Eh? Where are they? Get out here, you coward. Heavy red. Oh, Mitch Oakley says, hi, first-time chatter. Currently suffering from bad tonsillitis, so hopefully this will help me through. I'm sorry to hear it. Tonsillitis sucks. It can bite the big one as far as I'm concerned. I hope you get over it swiftly, and I hope you don't get it again. Ooh, Josh Warriat has done a super chat saying, hey, as always, wanted to donate a little more money to celebrate me realising my non-binariness. Honestly, Johnny, you've been a massive inspiration in my discovery of this, so cheers for being great. Josh, that is absolutely wonderful. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing with us and letting us in, basically. Like, that is a significant act of trust and bravery, and yeah, we really appreciate it. So if everyone could join me in congratulating Josh Warriat, it seems they have come to an amazing discovery. Honestly, congratulations. That's really wonderful. Right, okay. Here's a bunch of red paints. Okie dokie. Will says, Johnny DM'd you an amazing frog tattoo or frong tattoo. Interesting. Let's have a look. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Frong. Look at this. This is it's a tattoo of a wrong frog. That is amazing. That is cursed. I love it. Bloody hell. Right. Let's paint. It's been 12 minutes since we started this stream, so I think it's about time we got our paint on. Which are our darkest reds? Our darkest reds are heavy red, or rojo denso. Thank you, Vallejo game. extra opaque, which is great for a base coat. We've got this horrible pot of corn red with loads of extra paint on it. Maybe we'll peel that off in a bit. And then we can work our way up through gory red, and then we've got Wazdaka red, and then finally we've got this vermilion, or vermilion, which will be very nice and bright. So let's go with that. Okay, Will says it is my friend Cleo's, and she is very mad. I love her. That's brilliant. Okie dokie. So, Uri Smith says Wobbletron imminent. Yes, I mean, if you've seen how much the Wazdaka red is separated out, we are going to have to use the Wobbletron today. Will says a vermilion paint. That is too much paint. Very good, all of you. So how was your week? What did you get up to? I'm plugging in the Wobbletron and knocking shit off my desk. Did you behave? Did you misbehave? What is going on? Is that even the right multi-tap? No, it isn't. As you can see, Will says my week was itchy. I feel you, Will. I also got tattooed last week. No, I'm not showing you what it is because it's not finished yet. Nor am I telling you, so there. Aberrated said went to Canada for a wedding. Lovely. Happy Bob says I should be asleep, but I just love being here. Tree Man says I got a dog, all in caps. Hello, that sounds great. Mark Cohen says I played some 40k and won. Oh, yes, please. I had a brilliant, there we go, game of Blood Bowl yesterday. I lost, but it was a delight. So that's good. Where's the Wobbletron? There's the Wobbletron. All right, here we go. What did I just see? Oh, Jack Wood played 2 games of Horus Heresy in one day and needed a big sleep afterwards. I am not surprised. Oh no, Will's had lots of dropouts. Sorry, buddy. Where is it? Here we go. Lyrax says I joined the LSPs over the weekend, so that's new. Other than that, it's been a week. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it, but welcome to the LSPs. What a lovely, lovely bunch we are. Just Man Bun actually says I met someone at a party with similar music taste to me. Always love that. Let's Wobbletron the Wazdaka just for fun, hey? Will says, and also I saw Chaos and went to a bunch of Fringe shows. Excellent. Very glad to hear it. I haven't been to the Edinburgh Fringe since 2017 and I miss it. Wobbletron, you're just so great. That Wazdaka red was like, I haven't used this paint in ages because it's been so separated. WizBoom88 says, have you seen the Transformers TTRPG or had any experience with Hasbro's Essential 20 system? I can't say I have, actually. Is it good? I love Transformers. I don't know, would I play a Transformers RPG? Yes, I would. Who am I kidding? Good lord. Johnny, Will says, Johnny, come to the Fringe, we will make you watch wrestling. Is this the comedians wrestling or is this the Viking wrestling show? True Man says, Wobbletron caught Batty's attention. Hello, Batty. Welcome to being a lovely skeleton pal. Right, the Pullers Abstract has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny and LSPs, I painted my first mini the other week, a dragon. Got to meet a bunch of lovely TTRPG folks on Sunday, and I'm running my D&D game loosely inspired by Lost tonight. All the games! That's amazing. Throw a polar bear at them. Or, wait, how far into Lost do they do that? Maybe don't throw a polar bear at them until, like, later. I don't know. I started running a new campaign at my local gaming club last week, and then I immediately had to stop that campaign. Not because of anyone being a wrong-un or anything, but I had suddenly had a lot of booking, like recordings booked in for Wednesdays, which is when I was meant to be playing at that club. So I had to immediately go to one of the players and be like, you mentioned maybe running a campaign if I didn't fancy it. It's not that I don't fancy it, and you all seem great, but can we do that, actually? Well, this is a very bright red. That's the heavy red. I'm going to get some corn red out and see which is darker. Because I want to start with a very dark one. CookieCat94 says, don't throw polar bears, they don't like being thrown. How would you know? You ever thrown a polar bear? Happy Bob says, Lost has been mentioned. I have been summoned. Echoing Videos says, your hair and beard combo is on point today, by the way. Thank you, my hair is wet. I had a shower under an hour ago because I walked the dog and I came back and felt disgusting. The Nice Switch says, wait, do they throw the bear? I meant like figuratively. You know, like, and it's like, oh, I wasn't sure what to do in my D&D campaign, so I just threw a bear at them. Like, I mean, introduce into the, oh, good lord. This is not good. Welcome to Paint Hospital, little Corn Red. Alright, fuck the Corn Red. I'm not using that this week. You're going to Paint Hospital. Paint Hospital. Let's just use this. Let's try this red. And if it's too bright, I'm going to put some dark brown in it to darken it down. No, that's dark enough. There we go. That's nice. All right. It's not going on too evenly, but so I'm just going to start picking out the muscles on this here frog who enjoys sports. So there. No, that looks terrible. I might actually just do a full base coat. Yeah, that's wiser. Cool. Always good to throw your idea out the window as soon as you start, I find. Yep. Will says, is going to Paint Hospital a bit like going to live on a farm? No, I am going to try and rescue that. But if not, I'm going to take it out the back and shoot it. Like, like Candy's dog. You know, so, sort of. The Corn Red's gone to live upstate. About 6 feet below sea level. Whoops, I was going to make the feet and hands a sort of cream, wasn't I? So, I won't paint that after all. There's a little frog butt we're painting here. There it is. Ooh, this is going to take some doing, isn't it? I have played a lot of The Cult of the Lamb in the last week. That is a very, very good video game. Although, before anyone asks, I don't think I'm going to stream it. Because, number one, we avoid making jokes about the LSPs being a cult. And that seems laser-focused on undermining that social convention, which we all observe. And also, it feels like absolutely bloody everyone is streaming that game at the minute. And so it doesn't seem to make much sense for me to jump on said bandwagon and do it myself. If you want to see some people being cultists, I know Zoe at Eurogame has been streaming it, so that's an option. But yeah, it's very good. Although, oh my god, it needs a it really needs a performance patch on the Switch, unfortunately. Oh god. So, Tree Man, possibly because I was talking about Corn Red, and yeah, and obviously red is a very vivid colour, and obviously is the same colour as blood, has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of a pear. The pear, well, you know what a pear is. It's a piece of fruit that's sort of wider at the top than it is at the bottom, and this particular pear has arms and legs and a face, and seems to be quite dangerous because it's got a mug full of what I can only assume is blood, and it's repeatedly thrusting it toward the camera. I don't know what Tree Man is trying to say here, but I'm vaguely alarmed. Thank you. It was, oh gosh, haven't had to describe that in a whole week. It's been quite nice. This is, Will says is having a lovely swig of Corn Red. This Tree Man says the pear's mug is full of red paint this time. Oh, thank goodness. We're all safe for at least this week. This paint is going on so strangely. So strangely. It's so glass. And I don't know why I feel like an it girl by saying that. You know, it's like, stop trying to make gloss happen. It's not going to happen. Get in, loser, we're going painting. Etc, etc. This is odd. Is it drying? Abby Marie says, listen, sometimes all of the wine glasses are dirty and you do what you have to do, okay? Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I think I only really acquired wine glasses in my mid to late 20s. Before then, I was just like, I'll just drink wine out of a fucking mug. What's the difference? You know? Happy Bob says, my cat Stumpy, he has 3 feet, is watching you with me. He has 3 feet. He has 3 feet. His name is Stumpy. He's got 3 feet. I hope Stumpy's alright, and I hope you're well, Bob. I hope you're doing okay. Will says, yeah, all of the wine glasses are empty, and thus you have to smash a pint of blood. Of course, natural leak. CookieCat94 says, in a mug, no one on Zoom knows it's wine. Indeed, until you smile and people see your scarlet teeth. Unless you're drinking white wine, of course, in which case if you smile and everyone sees your scarlet teeth, seek medical attention. Because that's not good for you. This is the weirdest fucking paint. Is it just... It's really tacky. Like, and I don't mean like it looks cheap and gaudy, like... It's really sticky, like he's bathed in blood. This is... I've never had this paint do this before. I've used Heavy Red a lot. Huh. That's really weird. What kind of game? The Night Switch says the only game anyone should be playing is Disaster Report 4. There has been an earthquake, you must survive. It feels like it was made for the PlayStation 2 and this only adds to the experience. There's a morality system, and when you pick the evil choices, your character does a full anime smirk and point. That sounds amazing. Have you been streaming that, The Night Switch? I say this just out of genuine curiosity. I'm not trying to do one of my bits where I'm like, oh, you mean The Night Switch, who streams on twitch.tv/The Night Switch, THEE Night Switch. But because I would genuinely love to see this, and I would love to see you playing it. I tuned into a stream from The Night Switch a little while ago, and it was bloody great. I keep meaning to tune into the others. It really cheered me up, actually. Neko the Kitty says, since I just turned up, has there been a Kitten Watch 2022 update? No. There hasn't been, but Speedy also hasn't had her kittens yet. Okay. The Night Switch says, yes, I have. It's a wild ride, extremely dated, and I would implore everyone to give it a go. If you have PS Extra, Disaster Report is on there. Interesting. Well, hopefully. Can you can watch that on catch up, can't you? You can watch. I'm going to tune into this. You can watch the Night Switch playing that on twitch.tv/The Night Switch, THEE Night Switch, and that's witch as in like magic user, not widge like sandwich. There you go. Will's linked in the chat. But yeah, Speedy is not a mama yet. She is very big. We have had her for 42 days. She wasn't really showing much when we got her, but her nipples were quite pink and prominent, which is what tipped us off to the fact that she is pregnant. So we don't know when she's going to have them, but it's got to be soon because she's really, really big. We are currently trying out different nesting sites for her because she's been investigating a bunch. So we've set up a few and we're watching her closely to see what she does. She's not in distress. She's still eating. She seems fine. As Will says, cat pregnancies can last for up to 65 days. So also cats can delay pregnancy if they choose to until they found the right nesting point. So that's partly why we are exploring lots of different nesting sites at the minute. But she is fine. Like, there's no cause for alarm. I understand everyone's very impatient, and more than once I've been like, here we go, it's happening. It was just me being wrong, basically. She is fine. Captain Sparklefist says cats can delay pregnancy. What? Yeah. So if they're like, I don't want to give birth here, or anywhere here in particular, they can just delay it. Also, while they're having kittens, they can take a break. They can be like, have 4 kittens and be like, oh, I think we'll stop that for about 4 hours, thank you. And they can just stop it. And then go back into labour. Sometimes you then have to watch them to make sure that the kittens aren't in distress, or, like there aren't any struggling to get out and be born. But yeah, they can just do that. Like you already knew, it is a truth universally acknowledged that cats do stuff in their own time. And of course the same is true when they have kids. Grumpy and Stitch have done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, hope is all okay your end, and Speedy has had her kittens and is doing well. She has not had the kittens, but she is doing well. Thank you very much. Our YouTube playthroughs are up and doing okay, so thanks for your previous advice. Give Watson and the rest hugs, and then buy them some treats." Oh, thank you very much. I will. We are going through so much cat food at the minute, and also cat treats. And when we give out cat treats, Watson wants a taste as well, so that will be definitely put to good use. Thank you very much. And Chaos has done a super chat saying, "I don't really have anything interesting to say here. Please imagine a good/bad pun of an appropriate level. Scandinavian." Thank you, Chaos. Happy Bob says 42 days. 42, that was a number in Lost. I pity you all for having to deal with me and Lost stuff. There we go. Right, welcome back to Non-Binary Person Looks for a Box of Paints, trying to find one particular paint. Today we're looking for whatever the Vallejo equivalent of Rakarth flesh is. Is that it? No, it ain't. Is that it? No. Oh, that's separated a lot though. Terracotta. Some sort of green. Aha! We found it, everyone. Heavy warm grey. Now, because it's been a while since I've used this, or any of my paints, to be honest with you, let's Wobbletron the shit out of it. Sega Genesis says, "Johnny, you're not wearing your apron." I know. Oh, it's so satisfying to Wobbletron things. Sega Genesis says, "As long as you're aware." Yes, I am typically aware of the things I am wearing or not wearing on my body. Thank you. Cinema Coco says, "The heck is this, a paint wobbler?" Yes, welcome to Wobbletron. It is a cheap tattoo ink agitator with a little thing that you press down, and the weird sort of silicon wobble thing wobbles the shit out of it. It was cheap on eBay, and it's already earned its keep. Waterstar86 has done a super chat saying, "Home to be safe during flooding. Good news, I get to watch a stream, have some money." The getting to watch bit is delightful. I'm very sorry to hear about the flooding. I really hope you're staying safe and that everyone is okay. So yeah, do stay safe, and I hope all comes out well. But thank you very much for the super chat, and I hope this stream can help take your mind off things. Don't know why I said that like Mr. Fish Odour from Bob's Burgers, but there we go. Defect says, "Warm is not what I usually think of when grey is mentioned." Nor I, but you have to admit, for a grey, that's a warmer tone than you'd think. So it's quite good for weird flesh tones. Like, if you're painting a creepy little guy, consider giving heavy warm grey on the flesh. So what we're going to do to sort of match this frog, what I can see on my other monitor, is paint the feet and the arms, and also sort of the chest and the under the chin. I'm going to get that out of the way nice and early, just to sort of block it in. Most of the work we're going to be doing today is on that red skin. Colin Laster Says, Johnny, have you had the chance to watch Prey yet? Oh, have I? Let me tell you about the Monday I had on my week off. I decided in the evening, basically, one of my friends was like, he's got a projector, and he was like, I'm going to screen Prey tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, this being Tuesday evening. I'm gonna screen that at home, so come along and join if you want to. And I was like, oh no, because I already had in my calendar that I was going to go to the celebratory drinks for the 10th anniversary of Outside Xbox launching. So, a dilemma. And I thought, I'm probably not going to make it to see Prey. I'll watch it tonight so I can still talk about it with my friends. So I put it on and I watched it. And then it finished and I watched it again immediately because it's great. I really, really enjoyed it. I finished it and I was like, I'm sad that's over. I'm going to do it again. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then after that, I watched Predator, the original. So I got to bed at 7 in the morning. It was pretty great, to be honest with you. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was delightful. Colin says, which language version did you watch it in? I watched it in English, which still has a fair amount of, is it Comanche? In it, but I didn't realise that there was a fully Comanche version. Otherwise, the second time around, obviously I would have changed the language settings, but I didn't know. So yeah, both times I watched it in English. More fool me, but I'm sure I'll watch it again, and at that point, it's going to be 100% Comanche, I think. It's got to do it. I also realised, I was banging on recently about RRR or Triple R, which is on Netflix and is a Tollywood film. Tollywood being distinct from Bollywood because Bollywood is for the Hindi-speaking community and Tollywood films are in Telugu. While the version being shown in cinemas is in the original Telugu with English subtitles, the version on Netflix is the Hindi dub. So when my friends went and watched that in the cinema, and I watched it at the same time at home because I couldn't make it to the cinema, I was watching a version with different voice actors, basically. Oh, look at that. It seems my 3D printer missed a finger. I didn't notice that. Oh well, that guy's missing a finger, that's fine. Which is a weird thing to realise later on. So, but luckily, there are a few more screenings happening of RRR in Telugu at the cinema, so I'm going to go watch it again, which would be nice. It's just nice to watch things in the original, isn't it? Everyone's now discussing which fictional robots would go well in Robot Wars. The nice one says Wall-E would get fucking destroyed. I don't know. Because, isn't Wall-E's whole thing that he's like a plucky underdog who always manages to get out of sticky situations? I guess it's different when you're in a literal robot fight pit. But, Wall-E comes up against a lot of robots that are bigger and stronger. I definitely think that little cleaning robot that has a vendetta against Wall-E would do quite well. You just give that thing a knife and it would just open up every other robot like they were a tin of beans. The Nice Witch says, yeah, he's not going to be able to take on the house robots. Come on. Yeah, fair enough. Matilda versus Wall-E? Are you joking? Says the Nice Witch. Okay, fair enough. Matilda was great. I liked Shunt as well. Shunt was a good one. So Kill a Lot. I'm not going to lie, even when as a child I was a bit like, I kind of jumping the shark here. I didn't know the phrase jumping the shark yet, but that's certainly how I felt about it. And I kind of still feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, he's a house robot, but it's only because his dad's on the board of house robots. You know what I mean? It was like one of those reactions. So. The Nice Witch says pouring one out for Refbot. Yeah, poor old Refbot. Sunrise, sunset, bot. Right, so you can sort of see the chest there and the hands. So far, this looks like absolute bum. And while that red is dry, you can see it's come out hyper glossy. I'm gonna Wobbletron this paint a bit more, and then we're gonna do. Will says he's a nepotism hire. It's right there in the name. He's not Mr. Kill-A-Lot from the estate, is he? Exactly. So we're going to Wobbletron the heavy red to hopefully get rid of that gloss. And if it doesn't go away, what we'll do is we'll do another coat of it, and then we'll paint some Lamian medium over the top to get it looking all nice and matte. Lucentia says, that is a shiny wet frog. It is, but it's not what I want. I don't want him to look sort of all shiny. You know what I mean? I don't really like having gloss miniatures. Tree Man has done a super chat that says R2-D2 is the most foul-mouthed character in cinematic history. Literally every single word of dialogue is censored. Very good. Really enjoyed that. I think Wobbletron would absolutely clean up in Robot Wars, as long as everyone just came over to Wobbletron in the end of Wobbletron's quite short flex, and they just got on Wobbletron until their, I don't know, motherboard dislodged. I don't know about robots. What do I know? Isjar says, I hope I said that right, by the way. Yeah, when I have a glossier paint, I can't wait to just smother it all in matte varnish at the end. Yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, that looks very different now to the way that's come out. This is the first stuff. You can see how glossy that is. And now we've Wobbletroned it. There's more fucking like it. Will says, oh, you know who would be terrible? Commander Data. Yeah, fair. Oh, Mr. Tom for the Win says, haha, this conversation started because I said Wobbletron was shit in Robot Wars. There you go. I missed that. But that's just the kind of tip-top thing you can expect from Mr. Tom for the Win, who streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Tom FTW. There you go. Ah, look at that. Look at the difference there. Shake your paints, everybody. Alright, I'm a proper Wobbletron convert. I was like, why do I need to automate shaking a paint? Surely that's too much. Turns out it's really good. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. If anything, this is actually too light. I'm gonna shade this afterwards. Darken it down a little bit and add some contrast, which will act as a nice guide. A nice guide for when we start layering it up some more. So that'll be fun. Grumson says, is this what Outcast sang about? Yeah, hence the famous line, lend me some sugar, I am your doubles partner in the upcoming narrative tournament. The Nice Witch says, can't stop looking at pictures of Refbot now. Why did they make him look so cute? Well, I guess you kind of have to go that way, right? Like, if he's a figure of authority in a lawless fight pit of robots who are, like, not only merciless, but are, like, the house robots. Like, they live there. That's their job. You can't have Refbot be the chunkiest one out there. That's like having a play full of people with guns, but like Chekhov's gun on the wall is just the coolest one. You know what I mean? I just like he had to look inoffensive. That's my take on it anyway. Naka says Refbot always looked sad when he ended up in the pit. And yeah, the nice switch says he got pushed into the pit so much, and because he looks so earnest, it just feels so sad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having trouble picturing Refbot. I don't remember Refbot that clearly. We're talking about like original Craig Charles era Robot Wars, right? Not the Dara O'Brien sort of reboot. Wisboom88 says, got a dash. Have a lovely evening all. Take care, Wisboom. They were a later edition, apparently. I'm going to Google him. CookieCat94 says, what do you call a droid that takes the long way round? R2-D2. Oh, very good. Refbot. Robot Wars. Oh, Refbot! Yeah, I remember. Oh, no. Every time... Jesus. Every time Refbot went into the pit. Refbot, no! Oh, that's gutting. Oh. I'm sorry you had to see that, everyone. Well, there's a 22-minute video called Refbot's Revenge. I don't know why I'm giving you suggestions for other things to watch while I'm streaming, but wowee. Oofed. Oofed. Faye Gibbons says, hi, Johnny. Just got a job interview at a Warhammer figurine shop. Any tips? Gosh. Oh, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've gone for a sort of public-facing job that involves sort of retail. To thine own self be true. And ask the I don't know. It's been, to be honest with you, it's been so long since my last job interview that I feel like I don't really have much good advice to give. Like, you know, people are always like, ask them at the end if there are any questions they wish they'd asked you but hadn't. And I never really know what that's for, other than being a bit different, you know? I'm not sure. Be on time. There you go. That's one of my suggestions. That's a Johnny Chiodini original. Punctuality's nice. I'm really sorry I don't know, but good luck. Most importantly. Aiden Folk says, remind them there's an employee shortage. Well, yeah. If it works, you know? Okie dokie. Oh, bollocks. Got some of the wrong colour on there. Floody we will. There we go. Lovely. Brad the Mad says, Peeps still do robot combat stuff in the UK, brackets including me, haha. It's just not on TV. It's great fun. Yeah! I'm assuming it's not illegal, but for, you know what, it's more exciting if I think of it that way. So like, oh my god, yeah, legal robot fight scene. Badass. I hope you're really good at it. I hope you've got like a reputation, and when you walk in, people are like, oh shit, it's Brad. I hope people are jealous of the lanyard from which you hang your controls. Oh shit, Will says you do not talk about Robot Club, and the second rule is no smoking. Do you reckon there's ever been like a fight in a pub where people have happened to have their robots with them? Mabel Teachers has done a super chat saying, my disability payments got backdated by 9 months, so I have money for the first time in years, mostly going on stuff for new house, but here is also some. Oh, Mabel, I'm so glad that happened. That's wonderful. 9 months is a long time for that money not to be coming through, so I'm very, very glad it came through. And yeah, thank you very much, and congrats on the new house as well. That sounds great. Okay. So we've got a frog, and it's no longer glossy, and that's great. But I still want a darker sort of tone on this. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a brand new pot of Agrax Earthshade. New formula, which I'm probably going to hate. So let's see, but let's Wobbletron it, shall we? Mabel Teacher says, I'm going to buy a bookcase, and then all in caps, bookcase, bookcase, bookcase. Lovely. What? Brad the Mad says, people do ant weight, that's 150 gram bot, fights in pubs. That's incredible. Oh, pardon you, Wobbletron. Ant weight fights in pubs, 150 gram bots. That's delightful. Also, 150 grams still ain't nothing. Ooh, Chaos says my Heresy box should be arriving tomorrow. Interesting. I ordered a couple of Snotling single models off eBay to finally get started on my Dungeon Bowl team, College of Life, which would be nice. But brand new pod. I still need to source a couple of Nurgle models, which is annoying. But here we go. Okie dokie. Let's just slap some of this down. Oh, I don't like the new shades. I don't like the way they flow. I find them irritating. I hate applying them, even if the results are nice. It looks glossy. I know it's wet, but it's still annoying. I just don't like it. This is very like old person yells at cloud of me, but I just don't like the change. Because it pulls like a bastard. Oh, I regret everything. This model's not off to a great start. I don't paint in red very often. It'll be fine once we're blending colours, but still. Megan M has done a super sticker. It's of right. So we talked earlier about the pear person. Well, there's also a lemon person. This lemon person actually had a body on the the lemon person's got a lemon head and a body attached to it, whereas the pear person is like a pear is the body. You know, it's weird. But anyway, there's also a child that's a lime, and I can assume the lemon person's the parent of the lime person, because it's kind of just like holding it up and going like, oh, as if to say you're really cute, and it's quite sweet in its own little way. All right, this is drying, and at least I'm getting the effect I wanted, so that's fine. Adam G has done a super chat saying I was tempted to try and do a frog pun, but I couldn't think of anything riveting. Horrible, dreadful. 14 says EGX is coming. Not only no Johnny this year, but no Aoife. Ian will have to play hungover Mario Kart by himself. I mean, I'll be at EGX. We're still doing the Oxventure. I just won't be doing hungover Mario Kart, because that's not been my job for nearly 3 years. Ooh. Very weird. Tree Man says I'd make a bullfrog joke, but nothing leaps to mind. Happy Bob says Stumpy. He has 3 feet. Just fell off my bed. He's fine and tried to play it off like it was intentional. Classic cat behaviour. Absolutely wonderful. We love to see it. Neko the Kitty says, but would you be interested in hungover Mario Kart? Absolutely not. Because this is the thing. Oh, Will says more than 3 years. Because Abby was in the UK when Dicebreaker was announced. Oh, wow. Would I be interested in doing Hangover Mario Kart? No, because it means I'd have to get up and go into the show when it's on the Sunday. There's no Oxventure show on the Sunday. So I'd be going in it specifically for Hungover Mario Kart. Which means that A, I'd have to get drunk the night before, and B, wouldn't be allowed to stay in bed. So no, it seems like a dreadful idea. I shall pass, thank you. Right, we're going to swap brushes. So, It's very simple. Look at this. This is a Citadel synthetic-based brush that's small. But we're going to change to a layer brush that's small because it's smaller. But also, this arrived in the post with like the tip a bit fucked up, which is really annoying. But oh well. I hope you enjoy the new brush, babes. There you go. Okay, it does actually form a decent point. Okie dokie. Now, this is not going to look like I'm doing much of anything, but I'm going back in and I'm picking out the muscles so that the slightly darker stuff sits back and we start to gain a sense of depth on the model. Because that's what we do when we paint. Oh, Brad the Mad says, I love playing chess with amphibians. There's nothing more satisfying than taking a frog's pawn. You know when you take a week off and you come back to work and you're like, why did I come back? No reason, just curious if anyone's ever felt that. Just curious, that's all. Yeah, as I say, it doesn't look like I've done much so far. We've only been going an hour, but hopefully it'll make a difference. William P says, hey Johnny, any board games you're excited for the release of? There's nothing I'm really keeping my eye on at the minute. I know that there's going to be a space version. You know the people who made Villages, the card game? There's a space version of that in the works, which is intriguing. I think a friend backed that on Kickstarter, so I'm intrigued to see that. And I've just made aware that there's a Twilight Imperium roll and write, which sounds interesting, but then also I like roll and writes that are really quick and easy to pick up. Like I bought the Dinosaur Park Raw and Write, and I read through the rules and I was like, well, this is heavy enough that I've just play the fucking board game actually. So I'm kind of a bit wary of roll and writes, to be honest. So no, there's not really anything I'm looking forward to the release of right now. I haven't really bought any board games in a while, partly because Blood Bowl's just taken over my life and I love it. So if there's anything I'm looking forward to, it's the coming autumn glut of Blood Bowl games. Because in the league I am co-commissioner for, the league for which I am co-commissioner, excuse me, there's a lot of people who have very, very busy summers. A lot of them are performers who are currently up in Edinburgh doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, for example. So, and they're also like several of them got married this year. So summer was very busy with weddings and stag do's and all that kind of stuff. So kind of every year we have a summer lull where people just aren't around very much to play Blood Bowl. And then in the autumn, everyone's suddenly around and everyone gets super excited. And we have lots of games of Blood Bowl on the go, and the league really takes off as we move towards the playoffs, and then the Christmas Invitational tournament, and then sort of everyone goes and has a lovely Christmas, and then we do the whole thing again the next year. So right now, I'm absolutely fucking delighted that summer is coming to an end, because I hate summer anyway, and Blood Bowl season's just around the corner, baby. So there we go. Fallen Duck says, can't get over the 150 gram pub Robot Wars thing. 4 alkaline AA batteries weigh around 90 grams. So half the weight is batteries, it seems. Holy shit. That's impressive. Will says, so like, you have an off-season? Yeah, we have an off-season. The off-season this year, I'm going to play some more Doomtown Reloaded. Or just Doomtown, as it's now known. So I haven't played that in yonks. So, yeah, in the off-season, I'm going to play some TCGs. It's going to be nice. Let's Wobbletron some gory red. Michaela Hawkins says, Johnny, if you have any more sports frogs left to paint, you might look into Harlequin Koi Dart Frogs, an easy pattern that's nice and colourful. Let's have a look, shall we? Because I've got lots. Will says, God, I want to play some TCGs. I really want to try is there a TCG I want to try? Oh, Arkham Horror. Some friends have recommended it, and apparently it's great. And I know that it's sort of very similar to Marvel Champions, which I've also played and really enjoyed. And I've got a base set. I managed to pick it up for like a £5, but I still haven't tried it yet. But Doomtown Reloaded is still my absolute favourite. It's just, it's wonderful. CookieCat94 says, you started the Wobbletron and my cat started purring louder. Will says, oh fuck, I'll play some Ahel Cooker with you. Yes, it's belting. Ah, excellent. Well, Gory Red looks darker. Gory Red looks fucking darker than the... Oh no, wait, but look at how that goes on. Okay, that's vibrant. Yeah, you tried to pull a fast one on me. So what we're going to do is we've got some heavy red. Some heavy red. Get some gory red. And let's make another red. Another newer red. Stephen Roger Benson says, Doomtown is also really good. Fuck yeah, it is. I'm Sloan Gang for life. Oh no, they've just been renamed Outlaws, which I don't agree with. Sloan Gang, mate. Somebody asked if I've... Jack Stinton says, have you played the Horizon Zero Dawn tabletop? Any thoughts on it? I'm considering investing in it. I have not. It looks quite a big experience, but also, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't love Horizon. I did the whole Let's Play series, and my main memory of that game is that it's fucking bleak, and that people were angry with me for not listening to audio diaries enough. So, like, I'm not wild on the franchise. I can see why people love it, but I personally don't. So I'm wary of tie-in board games anyway. And it's not a franchise that I'm like overly excited about. So I've kind of let that one go by the wayside. But the miniatures look lovely. Moriax42 says, Johnny, do you have any opinion on the new D&D stuff revealed last week? I mean, it's good that there's a new edition coming, even if they're refusing to call it 6th Ed. I sincerely hope that they take this opportunity to ditch the word race from it, because they can and they should. I'm really, really hoping that Wizards takes this opportunity to just take a lot of the bioessentialist nonsense out of it, because I think it's super outdated and it's pretty racist, like bioessentialist shit. It's identical in form to a lot of shit that real world racists spout. I'm not calling D&D a racist game, but certainly think that it needs a lot of improvement. So there we go. Will says, and I'm not sure whether this is about D&D or Horizon. I think it's Horizon. Johnny here is being very fair and diplomatic, and if you would like to hear a less nuanced opinion on it, you can ask me. William P says, what term are we going to use then? We could use anything, William. We could use background. We could use heritage. You know? Because, like, okay, let's talk orcs, right? Orcs are kind of like meant to be warlike, you know, and very strong, and they value strength and all this kind of stuff. So currently in 5e, if you take an orc, you get a racial bonus that makes you stronger. But what if you're an orc who got raised by tabaxis? That's a society that that values entirely different things. So like, it's nature versus nurture, right? And if you're raised with orcs and they value like bravery and valor and strength, you're going to train to become strong and everything. And like it's all right to say that, you know, orcs can be strong, right? But also like to have somebody grow up in, let's say there's a completely pacifist tabaxi village and they grow up there, but to be like, aha, but this guy is an orc, so actually he's really fucking strong and he can't control his barbarism every now and then. That's what bioessentialism is. It's like, you are this because you are this. It is the same, like, it is functionally the same thing as people saying black people steal. That stereotype, you know, for example, it's like, it's not, you know, people will look at somebody, like, let's say a black person gets arrested for theft, they'll look at that and be like, that person has been arrested for stealing because of the colour of their skin, not because of any circumstances in their lives that, you know, mean that they maybe are shoplifting food or like literally anything. It boils down to people will go, well, of course that person's been arrested for that crime because that's the colour of their skin and that's who those people are. And that's fucking dangerous. That's really dangerous. And for D&D to functionally take the same basic approach to fantasy creatures, all, you know, although they are, like, it means that entire civilizations and peoples get codified in this way that is actually very problematic. And it mirrors a real life, very racist look at people. You know, it's fucking grim. Right, Lucy says, didn't Kara act like a dwarf because he'd been raised by dwarves in the Discworld? Exactly. Like, you know, sort of the original joke of Kara, or was it even the joke? The original, like, interesting thing about the character is that he's really fucking tall. This is a tall, brawny human man. But he is a dwarf. He is a dwarf inside and out. He doesn't consider himself to be anything else. You know? It's like, yeah. That's what I mean when it's like, I think they should take out race, because it's not the same thing. So what are they going to say instead? Like, I don't give a shit. Fucking anything. Just don't call it race, you know? And like, I really don't respect any of the arguments against it that are like, but it's been that way for ages. Okay, well, if it's been that way for ages, play that fucking edition, or, you know, don't buy the new one, because if it's been that way for ages and you don't think it's broke, why are you trying to buy the new one? And no one's being forced out the hobby, but like, D&D needs to change because there are problematic bits about the way it's presented. That's my take on it. Darth Simeon says, would you separate species from culture then? Orcs still naturally stronger, race pacifists, so not aggressive. It is tricky because, like, you know, if you were an orc, you know, okay, orcs can tend to be, like, you think of an orc, you think of someone who is tall and strong. Okay, Will says, nobody's being forced out of the hobby, except people are, and it's Wizard's choice whether it's skull measuring, turbo fucks, or marginalised peoples. That is a very, very good point. When I said no one's being forced out of the hobby, what I meant to say is, like, in questioning these things, they're not trying to take D&D away from anyone. You know, like, it's the same people who look at a new Ghostbusters film and like, you ruined my childhood. It's like, motherfucker, your childhood is over. Like, who says this thing always has to be specifically catered to you? You know, like, it can change. And also, you know, like, marginalised people deserve to feel welcome around the table. But, like, species traits... Oh, I missed a super chat. Species traits, like, they do make a bit more sense to me because, like, okay, a tabaxi has claws, you know, like, that is something a tabaxi has. But, yeah, just for it to be, like, a racial thing and it's like, you are defined by that, like, that's where it gets fucky. So... yeah, I think, you know, heritage would be extremely important. And from what I understand, I think D&D is starting to move in that direction about fucking time, basically. Nick Jeffrey did a super chat saying, hey Johnny, watching your Let's Plays on Backpack Collection Simulator has motivated me to finally go back and complete the main story missions. Oh, great. I'm very glad to hear it, Nick. That game is really fun. Like, I really enjoy it. I think it's great. So I hope you're having fun with it. The Nice Switch says, hi, can I ask a question that is tonally completely off what we're currently talking about, but is vaguely D&D related? Yes, you can. EA122 says, Johnny, was that the first time you tried Lamb Silhati Naga? Yes, it was, and my god, it was incredible. Oh, the Nice Switch, this is brilliant. If you were creating Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote as a D&D character, what class would she be? Okay, the Nice Switch, we are going to talk about this, but on one condition, and that condition is you tell people why you're asking this question, because I know it is for extreme, that is going to be very fucking exciting. Right, Aiden Folk says, is Liliana evil because she's a drow or because she's Liliana? Because she's Liliana. It's so problematic to be like, the drow are always evil, and also the drow are basically racial supremacists. They're a very problematic inclusion in D&D, and I hate it. And I kind of regret making Liliana a drow in the first place. She's evil because she's Liliana, you know? Right. Christopher Needham says, Jessica Fletcher is a bard, maybe a bard rogue multi-class. That's interesting. Christopher Needham says, Columbo is a rogue inquisitor. I agree, but that's not who we're talking about right now. Jessica Fletcher. Is she a bard? She's definitely like charisma heavy. Here we go. The Nice Switch says, okay, so my dear friend, brackets, twitch.tv/Robin Rydunk, is playing a one-shot which will be featuring Mr. Tom for the win and Jack Wood, and I will be playing as Jessica Fletcher. The Nice Switch says, I was thinking eloquent bard. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I think that's it. It is bard, isn't it? There we go. Will's also put a link to the to Robin on Twitch. Am I logged into Twitch here? Yes, I am. That's an easy follow, isn't it? Wow, do you see how easy that was? That was like a few seconds and like 2 clicks. You should all do the same thing. Wow. Boomas Die says, or divination wizard. The Nice Switch says this was not meant to be a plug, I swear. I know, I literally asked for it. Like, I asked you to tell. And I'm glad you did. Thank you very much. Because this sounds fucking exciting. And I'm gonna wanna watch it. So, yeah. Alex Simpkin has done a super chat saying, hey Johnny, have you got any opinions on Cubicle 7 releasing their own 5e books, Doctors and Daleks? I was not aware of any of this, to be perfectly honest with you, so I don't really feel like I've got a searing insight for you, other than, I'll be honest with you, and this is, you know, again, sort of ties into my sort of views on how I wish that people were branched out more and tried other games than Dungeons and Dragons. To be honest with you, every time I get, say, advertised a book, and they're like, I saw one recently. It was like, enjoy the hunt, and like it was clearly the cleric beast from Bloodborne, and it was like the Eldritch Hunt, learn the secrets, do the thing, and I was like, oh, hello, that's a Bloodborne TTRPG adaptation if ever I've seen. Where it's a 5e source book, like most of the time when I get advertised a game, it's a 5e book, and I get it. That makes sense. It's got a huge and very, very dedicated player base, but like it just puts me off. So to be honest with you, whenever I see that people are like, oh, they're doing a 5e, but I've already tuned out. I'm already halfway down the road thinking about what I'm going to order when I get to the pub. You know, I just love other games a lot. You know. Will says, oh, Johnny, you're going to love RRD's Hollows when that comes out. It's about doing fights to big monsters what kill you, and then you try again. Oh, yeah, Rowan Rook and Deckard's Hollows. I do really want to have a look at that. Was there a Kickstarter? Is there? No, they're doing playtests right now, aren't they? I decided not to look into it at sort of playtesting phase. But yes, I very much want to give that a go. There are so many games I want to play at the minute. Yeah, I'm really annoyed that I had to abandon that Blaze in the Dark campaign, to be honest with you. But there's only so much time in any given week to be Johnny Chiodini. Thank fuck. Kickstarter to follow. Thank you. EJ says, what are you going to order when you get to the pub? Probably a pint of beer. Although I've been drinking less on the weekdays, as a rule. Just because I could save it for the weekend, that's all right. So hopefully you can see, I'm just painting more red onto a frog. But can you see that? Can you see that, like, there's an attempt at, like, muscle and light and dark coming in there? Because we're going to push it harder. So we're on gory red. Gory red right now, right? And after gory red, we've got Wazdaka red, which I think you'll agree is a much lighter colour. So what we're going to do, might as well do it now, actually. Excuse me. Gonna get some Wazdaka and mix it in with the gory red. This is a real Cockney paint combination. Gory red Wazdaka. We're going to mix those in and use that as a mid-tone, and then we're going to go to pure Wazdaka red, and then we're going to maybe try mixing in some vermilion to make it very light, and then we're going to start mixing cream into there to push it as close to an all-white highlight as we dare. So that'll be fun for you and for me, with any luck. Andy Heathcote says, hello, for these minis, do you get the STLs and then get them resin 3D print them here in the UK? Yes, I've got a 3D printer, so I ran these off. Just because they look like fun sculpts to paint. Like, I seriously doubt I'll get onto a second frog. Oh, actually, maybe. It's only 5:15. We might get onto a second frog in this stream. I'll show you one of the catches, because it's fucking gorgeous. Just trying to... Sorry, I was trying to mix together a decent mid-tone red. I think that'll do. Right. Tree Man says, uh-oh, Johnny's already planning for the cream. Of course I'm already planning for the cream. You don't think I paint not to use fucking pale sand? Andy Heathcote says, okay, cool. How easy to use are resin printers? Would love to print them. I got an Anycubic Photon Mono 4K, and I found it incredibly easy to use. It's really easy to set up, and then basically... you just, as long as your files are decent, you know, like as long as you slice them right or whatever, there's a plate that just goes down, and there's basically, the plate comes down and goes into a tub of resin. On the bottom, there's a little transparent, like plastic bit, and then underneath that is a screen, and the screen will flash up specifically the bits that it wants to turn into resin. So it will flash up, at first it will flash up, let's say it's printing this, including the base, it will flash up the round of the base, and it will go, boo, and like basically it shines light into it, which reacts with the resin and basically cooks it. So it sticks onto that plate, and then the plate goes up, it goes, boo, and then down, like, boo. It sounds like a pigeon, it's really satisfying. But it comes down to the same level, but like 0.05 millimeters, which is one layer up, and it cooks the next layer. So basically what it's doing is it's kind of like building these layers up, and it pulls the model out of the resin, which is cool to watch. It's really, really good fun. So yeah, it's very good. Nick Jeffrey's done another super chat saying, so I have an unexpected house guest. A good friend had left her partner due to abuse and is crashing at mine until she can get something permanent. That's really kind of you, Nick. I'll be honest with you. I'd be very careful about sharing that information. But I hope you're both well, and I think that's a very kind thing to be doing. But yeah, just be careful, take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for the super chat. I shouldn't have read that out, basically. But hey, look, we're painting on this lighter red now. And we're going to try and paint it on in a slightly smaller area. It's going to take a couple of coats, this, actually. But Andy Heathcote says, so clever, like it's exposing the resin. It sounds like that scene in The Fifth Element. Yeah, pretty much. God, that film's good. I watched it recently. I actually managed to show my wife that film for the first time. And it was a hoot. It's very weird and very, very good. Painting a frog, painting a frog, painting a frog. Big break! It's absolutely not what the Big Break theme tune was, but there we go. Hayden Folks says, big bada boom. I went as Leeloo Dallas to a sci-fi themed Christmas party once. I made myself a crop top, and I got sort of like the orangey, I tried to fashion sort of the orangey thing. Didn't do very well at that. And I wore some gold leggings, but foolishly, I searched for like gold leggings men to make sure that the size was right. But what I didn't realise was that I was ordering gold leggings with a codpiece. So there was basically just this massive codpiece on the front of my my leggings that either I could tuck my junk into and have it just be like there because it's in a codpiece, or I could have just like it flapping, just like the codpiece just flapping around empty. It was really weird. I walked into that party. And the first thing that happened was a drunk Australian man walked up to me and said, nice dick, and then overhand slapped my my penis and balls. I'd never met that man before. We didn't speak again. It was our one interaction was for him to say, nice, I think it was nice cock, and to slap me on the genitals. So there we go. I was actually I got hit again in the nuts in that party. It was a lot. I wasn't thrilled, I'll say that much, but my costume was nice. So there we go. EJ says, "Oh my God, this was not the mind space I thought we would be going to." I know. I should have gone as Bruce Willis. Should have just done that. Cheerful Spider says, "What a horrible person. That sounds like a party of bastards." Nah, it was fine. I didn't like that guy, but everyone else there was lovely. The other person who hit me in the balls was like one of my oldest friends, and like, I didn't appreciate it, and I told him off. But like, he's not a bastard. He's one of my best friends, and he doesn't do it normally. It's the one time in my life he's hit me in the balls, basically. So it's, it's not fine, but I'm not going to write off the whole group as a party of bastards, basically. Eric Simpson says, "I just hopped on, and the first thing that I hear is gold leggings with a giant codpiece, lols." Yeah, welcome aboard. welcome aboard, my good friend. Red frog, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they tackle you? All right. There we go. Hopefully you can sort of see the layers sort of developing now. So we're kind of... It's actually quite a challenge compared to the green, which was like very vibrant and actually comparatively very easy to build up. The difference here doesn't feel quite as stark. Obviously we've got a long way to go. But yeah, it's an interesting challenge, this one. Where's the white stack of red gone? I think we're going to move straight on to just pure one stack of red, actually. That'll be nice. Nearly went Terry Wogan there, which obviously means that Tom Jones is not far away, but I'm not ready to go that over the top on this stream just yet. Faisal says, how's the little preggy kitty, Johnny? She's very preggo. She's very sweet. She's very not in labour yet, but she's not in distress. We think it's just not her time yet, but it's got to be soon. Like, she's very, very rotund and quite taut. So there we go. But yeah, we'll get there. She tends to come see me in the night and just purr aggressively until I pet her, which is very sweet. Even if it does wake me up, and sometimes I don't go back to sleep afterwards. But to be honest with you, like earlier on, because she was quite malnourished when we got her, and she's still quite skinny despite the fact she's heavily pregnant and she's eating lots, we thought she's so skinny, she's going to have a tiny litter. She's going to have maybe 2 kittens, 3 at a push. Now she's so big, I'm wondering if there... honestly, I think there might be 5 in there. So for now, I'm just savouring the calm before the storm, basically. It's all going to be fine, but it's also going to be a lot of work, I think. Faisal has done a super sticker of... I'm going to say it's a super sticker of a pretty fucked up looking cat. It really is. Oofed. People talking about what they're going to go as for Halloween. Interesting. I didn't do my original costume idea last year because at the very last minute, the party got changed to a Wicker Man themed party, which I was all about. I loved it. But my original plan, I bought sort of like a fancy looking coat. Basically, I went onto goth eBay and was like, what's a sufficiently like goth looking coat? And I bought that, and I also bought 5 inflatable hammers that I was going to strap to myself and go as Hammer Horror. Because everyone likes a pun costume. But I didn't do it. So I might do that this year. But I don't know. I always want to do something really big and elaborate for Halloween, and then I never think to put the effort in. It's one of those things where, like, you've just got to start early. You know, like how everyone's like, oh, God, I don't want to start thinking about Christmas in just... only in, like, late August or the start of September. Like, that's so bleak. And I agree, because it means that we're overlooking Halloween, which is a delightful holiday. But like, if you wait until after Halloween to even think about Christmas stuff, especially say you're trying to do like you're selling Christmas ornaments or something, if you don't think about that early doors and you wait till the end of Halloween, that's the 1st of November, you've got a sudden crunch to get everything out before people get all their stuff. And also, people do their Christmas shopping so bloody early. Like, you've got to start it sucks. You've got to start making Christmas ornaments, etc. in summer, and it just feels weird. So that's what I always do with my Halloween outfit. I should start thinking about it in spring, and yet I don't, and that's silly. Learn from my mistakes, kids, basically. Right. Okay. Right. So that is starting to get... We're starting to get there now, aren't we? That's good. Cool, cool, cool. So what I'm actually going to do... Oh, Cooking Out 94 says a market I was going to in October got cancelled, so now I'm making items to sell in December. I'm sorry it got cancelled, that sucks. Aiden Folk says, Goth eBay? You mean Etsy? I did mean eBay, but I take your point. Waterstar86 says, Johnny, what's the plan for the kittens? Well, kittens need to be with their mother for, at very, very minimum, 8 weeks to learn bite inhibition and stuff like that. But 8 weeks isn't really long enough. So what we're going to do is, we've got the kittens and the mum for 12 weeks once they're born. We've already lined up homes for all of them. We're going to get them to the vet, get them checked out, get them chipped, get a little speedy spayed. And then we'll send them on to comfortable new homes. And we'll, by Christmas, have just 2 cats and 1 dog. And all will be restored. So that'd be nice. Captain Sparklefist says, Speed, Space, Speedy. We're gonna... You know what, we'll still ask the vets to do it in their own time. Okay, there goes the vermilion. That's pretty bright. Let's mix a good load of that in with that and make another mid-tone. There we go. Sarah Lynch is in chat saying, what was the buzzy noise? Brackets, I just joined. Sarah, for you, I'm going to show you the Wobbletron. The Wobbletron is basically a vortex mixer. And then I've got a super chat to read out. The vortex mixer is like this. It is like giant pencil sharpener for pointy figures. It's this thing. There's a little thing that you press down that starts vibrating, and then there's this sort of squidgy thing, and there's some flex in the thing, so it moves around. So you take a paint and you basically just go, and it shakes the fuck out of it. It is great. It was very, very good. Right. Shiprexvid says can't stay long, came in to say hello and then pop back out because I'm on break at my new job. Hope it's going really well, Shiprexvids. Look forward to catching you lot on VOD. Be safe and may the wind never be in your sails. Take care, Shiprexvids, and if you're watching this in the future on VOD, hello, I hope the future's nice. Alex Tannenbaum is on a super chat saying, hi Johnny, hope you're doing well. I just found out I got a job as an LGBTQ youth safety advocate. It's a very good day today. Congratulations, that's a brilliant job to be doing, and I am extremely glad that you got it. You must feel absolutely wonderful. I hope you're taking some time out to celebrate and spoil yourself rotten, because that's like a fantastic new venture to be going on, but also like a really lovely job. Like that's genuinely going to make differences in people's lives, and yeah, that's just a brilliant thing to be doing. So like hearty congratulations, pal. That's great stuff. I, meanwhile, am daubing red paint on a frog. This frog, to be precise. It's getting lighter. I'm starting to work the paint in toward the tops of the muscles now, to give a sort of sense of light hitting it, etc., etc. I say this every time I paint. I'm adding depth now, I'm adding light now, but it's still true, so, you know, sue me. Select areas, we'll say. Please don't sue me, that sounds very tedious, actually. Just realised what I said. Will says, that's 5 of the 30 Marines based. Ugh. Good going, Will. It's a big project, but it's going to feel amazing once you're done. And also, it's making me feel better about not buying into the Horus heresy. I had an honest-to-goodness moment where I was like, maybe I should just do it. Maybe I just need a new project. Maybe I'll just get into it. And I was like, I will never play that game. So I didn't. And then I remembered I'd started getting minis together for a Dungeon Bowl College of Life team. So I've picked up some models for that, and I'm going to crack on with it. So turns out I did have a project after all. So that's some money I've saved myself, I'm pleased to say. Oh, I was painting off camera. Well done. Oh yeah, I tipped it down to show off the Wobbletron. It's not your fault, Sarah, but you were a part of that. I hope you're well. Clay Trimble says, College of Life? Right, so, you will have heard me bang on about Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is basically Warhammer does American football, or really, it's more like rugby, but Warhammer does American football. So you've got a pitch, you've got 2 halves of a game, and whoever scores the most touchdowns touchdowns will win the game. That's a better way of saying that. Now, Dungeon Bowl is a subterranean version of Blood Bowl, where there's only 1 touchdown. If you score the touchdown, your team has won. However, number 1, you're playing in a dungeon, not on a pitch. Number 2, you don't know where the ball is at the start of the match, because it's in one of 6 chests. In the other 5 chests, there is a bomb. So it's quite dangerous to find the ball. And then when you find the ball, you've got to go through the other team to basically score the touchdown in the area where they started. So it is hardcore. And it can take forever. And it's just very silly, just completely over-the-top fun. I really, really like it. I've only played 1 game. But basically, instead of there being like teams that are, say, dwarves, or orcs, or high elves, or wood elves, or dark elves, or Elven Union. Too many fucking elf teams, if you ask me. You get colleges. So there's a College of Metal. There's a College of Light. What have I been playing? I've got a College of Fire team that came with the base set. And basically, these mix and match from different teams. And one of the most interesting colleges is the College of Life, which is what I am going to be running a team with, which is like halflings, but also Nurgles Rotters, so like horrible pestilential, like evil dudes, and Snotlings, and a couple of elves. Like, it's really good fun. But yeah, so I've put together a list of models I want to bring in for the College of Life, but they don't sell like college boxes, so you've got to assemble them yourself, which means going onto eBay and trying to find someone who's selling just the model you want for not loads of money. So yeah, it's very, very good fun. Yeah, I like it a lot. Oh, and there are also teleporters in Dungeon Bowl, where you can teleport around the dungeon, or you can accidentally get disappeared from the dungeon, and you that player is out for the rest of the game. The idea is that they've teleported somewhere else, and you don't know where they are, and they're just gone. So there we go. Jack Wood says, a Warhammer game that's over the top, unheard of. Okay, I take your point, Jack. Yes, but it is one of those. Okay. So yeah, you teleport at random. So you'll go into a teleporter and be like, please bring me out in teleporter number 4. And then you roll a die and you're like, no, that's teleporter number 6. Crap. That's right, but if you're on teleporter number 6, you just got fucking teleported somewhere and no one knows where you've gone. It's wild. Why did I say like that? Like I was announcing stock car racing in Derby, Chesterfield, and Loughborough. Colin Laster's done a super chat saying, just wanted to spread a bit of birthday money to my favourite YouTuber. Oh, thank you. I turned 39 this Saturday, and this past year has been made far more bearable thanks to you and this community. That's really lovely. Thank you. Very happy birthday for Saturday. Many happy returns. I hope you spend it doing something you love with some people you cherish, because you deserve to. Because birthdays. And I hope you don't get too many tedious cards and or comments about your age, because like fuck 'em. I'm sure your friends and family are all really nice, but like, so I didn't mean like fuck them. I just meant, like fuck that. When people are like, oh, you're this age now, it's like, yeah, that's in accordance with the linear passage of time, isn't it? Nigel. Fucking asshole. Not drawing on any experience here or anything, P.S. Just thinking out loud. Colin Lasser says that's certainly the plan. Yes! Well, I hope you have a bloody lovely time. Here we go. This frog's starting to come together, isn't it? Starting to look like a frog with, frankly, intimidating muscles, isn't he? Eh? Horrible, really. The darker areas are a little bit bigger in places than I wanted, but oh well. Will says, yep, you're this age now comments are like you're really tall comments, but at least they're only annual. Yeah. My sympathies, Will. Because it is factually accurate to say that you are a tall person, but it's not, I imagine it's not that wild of, it's not your favourite conversational opener, nor is it especially sort of funny as an observation. But, what can I say? Some people are conversationally unimaginative, and that's on them, not on you. Alright, really trying to build this red up now, and I think it's going okay. Paul says, I'll tell you what, it's very rarely news to me. Yeah, I can consider that. That makes a lot of sense. So is it 5:41? All right, we'll keep painting this frog for a bit, and then we'll go for a little break, won't we? That'll be nice. Jack Wood says, the best conversation opener is with people you've only ever spoken to online and going, I think this is the first time we've spoken to each other with our mouths. Absolutely outstanding. Acknowledges previous association, introduces new dynamic, makes people aware of their own mouths, and it's sort of commemorative of the new step in your association. A lovely way to start a conversation, Jack. What a delight. Sadly, we've already spoken in person, so you can't use that one on me, but I can imagine what it's like, and it sounds great. Iffy's done a super chat saying, "Hey Johnny, if I made something, should it be modelled after Rust or Hengist? Asking for a friend." Follow your heart, whichever one excites you the most. I love both of them, frankly. Tell your friends to follow their heart and go for whichever, because I personally love them both equally. There we go. I think we got away with that one. Will quite rightly says in caps, and if you think Jack is a delight, which I do, wait until you see them live on twitch.tv/ThemboJack. Indeed. I already follow ThemboJack on Twitch, so I can't show you how easy it is to click once and then click twice to go to Twitch and then follow them. But I can assure you, it's very easy. It's very easy, and you should give it a go for yourself if you don't believe me. In fact, I dare you. Go on. Go chuck Jack a follow, because they stream painting, much like I do. They have misgivings about horses, much like I do. But I tell you what. They're non-binary, much like I am. They ever fucking paint. They are really good. So you owe it to yourself, frankly, to go over there and have a look. Lord Pizza Gamer says, "Love your content. We'll check them out." Yes, love it, Lord Pizza Gamer. I love pizza and video games, so frankly, I love your content as well. Thank you, my lord. Right. Alright, so I think we're getting to the slightly scary phase now, where we start putting a bit of cream in the vermilion and really start working this up toward a final highlight. And then we've got to just base all the other stuff. Whoops. Garina Rain is on a super chat saying, "Have had a day today, of which the lowlight was my dog having a fit. She seems fine now, thankfully. Maybe I should sacrifice more to the blood pair? Thanks for the Chill Bee video, it's really helped." Garina, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's really, really rubbish. I sincerely hope that your dog is all right and that it turns out to be nothing serious, because I can only imagine how scary that is. So yeah, I hope you're well. Thank you for the super chat, and I hope your day picks up. I mean, it kind of has to from there, right? So, okie dokie. Pale Sand, here it is. Everyone's favourite, Wobbletron. A new addition to the party, but quite good. Won't do that again. Lord Pizza Gamer says, "Will you be streaming Cult of the Lamb?" I'm afraid that's unlikely. It's a very, very good video game that I've been enjoying very much, but a lot of people have already done it, so I feel like, it's been well covered. But also, we have sort of a policy in place on the channel not to make any jokes or sort of references to cults, because we have one or two people among the lovely Skelly Pals who have actually been in and escaped from cult situations, and so it's difficult for them, and for that reason we just don't do it. So as much as I personally enjoy that video game, I feel like it would be very difficult to stream it and keep to that rule which we've set for ourselves. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, tremendous game, and thankfully there are already lots of places you can watch it on the internet. So I've put some cream into that vermilion, and I worry this is going to be too... Oh no, it's all right. I was going to say I worry it's too sort of pinkish, but I think we're okay. Might be too thin is what it might be. Yeah, that's too thin. Let's take from a slightly different bit. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. So I'm going to be very delicate here. Lord Pizza Gamer says, "Understandable, hope you're enjoying it." I really am. I've done 2 of the big bosses now, but it feels like I'm rattling towards endgame. It's just good fun. There we go. That's starting to pick it out a bit more. That's a bit of fun, isn't it? Green Rain says, B video helps with anxiety and insomnia. It is fantastic. I'm very glad. I'm really pleased with the reception to the first episode of Calm Stuff. If you're not aware of what we're talking about, basically on the Patreon there's a new monthly series called Calm Stuff, where I just do something very, very chill. The first episode, I play a game called I Commissioned Some Bees, and it's available to all patrons a month before it goes out on YouTube. So I've got an episode to produce this month. I'm going to be whittling something this month, I think. And then when that goes out to patrons, the first episode is going to go up on YouTube for everybody. So that'll be nice. Can all get to enjoy me playing a game about finding bees in artwork, which is just a delight. The artwork's really nice. Bees are really fun. We learn some bee facts. It's all round quite a good time. Will has done a super chat saying, why was Duncan Rhodes chilly on his walk? Is it because he was only wearing 2 thin coats? Is that why he was chilly on his walk, Will? No, it's because he was dressed inappropriately for the weather. Fuck you, Will. I walked into that one and it was good. But fuck. God damn it. Oh no, Cookie Hat 94 says, okay, the red makes it look like Muscle Frog has no skin. Oh, I've painted a flayed frog. I've painted a flayed frog, haven't I? Oh no. Oh. God damn it. Captain Sparklefish is now chanting flayed frog, flayed frog, flayed frog. I mean, it's quite tempting to do a whole team of them. They've all showed up to take revenge on the restaurateurs for putting them on their menus. Well, that's an idea. I'm not certain, but I might play these in the Christmas tournament this year. This does look like a flayed frog, doesn't it? God damn it. Might play them in our Christmas tournament this year. We play 7s in the Christmas tournament, which is Blood Bowl, but with 7 players in a smaller pitch. So yeah, some flayed frogs. Horrible. Rob J says, bring the highlights to an orange rather than pink tone. It should help it look a bit less flashy. That's a very good idea. Yep. That's a very good point. Luke Gray is on a super chat saying, hey Johnny, can't wait to see you at EGX again this year. And as I didn't get the confidence to talk to you or Oxbox last year, but I will start a conversation this year with glad to meet you and to talk with our mouths. Thank you, Luke. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to EGX. It'd be nice to be back. Yeah, just doing some live Ox Venture. Will says, time for the Deceiver. The Deceiver is pink. Salmon pink. Aiden Folk says, sounds like a lot of us will be at EGX. We should have an LSP meetup. That's an interesting concept. I will think on it and see to what degree I can be involved in that, because the Deceiver. Oh, what if I've never Wobbletroned the Deceiver? Because right, why do we call this paint the Deceiver? Look, heavy orange. Heavy orange. What do you mean? Come on. Oh, what? Oh my god, it's come out orange. What the fuck? It normally comes out salmon pink, like a fleshy salmon pink, and I hate it. I'm going to Wobbletron this thing. I'm going to Wobbletron it. Jack Wood says, shake the lies out of it. I will. Holy fuck. So basically, an LSP meetup is a very, very good idea. But obviously when I worked at Eurogamer, or Dicebreaker, we had set times in a meet and greet area. I don't even know if there's going to be a meet and greet area EGX this year. We shall see. But what's very useful for that is that it keeps it time manageable, because it's a lovely thing when lots of people want to talk to you. But if you're not careful, you can literally be there for hours and hours and hours, and there's no way to politely be like, I have to go home. I've been caught in that scenario once or twice, and the thing is, everyone's being lovely, so you don't want to upset anyone, but also it's very easy to feel a little bit, not unsafe, but definitely like you aren't in control of your own destiny anymore. So I'd love there to be an LSP meetup. I'd love to be a part of it. Let's see what we can cobble together. I'll check to see if there is an EGX meet and greet area this year, and if so, I'd probably be able to get some time there. So there we go. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, I'm at EGX on the Friday, make a good Oxventure. Alright. Will says, shoot Bratters a message about how he did the PMG ones, which worked very well. That's a very good point. I shall do that. Thank you, Will. This paint has... It's still... There's still Wobbletron in it. Oh, look how my fingertips are like wibbling. That's really weird. Alright, let's see what we get. Okie dokie. Okay. Aha! Yes, the Deceiver. It's fucking pink. But in this instance, it could work really well. You fucking lying bastard. Heavy orange. Fucking heavy orange. Corvus Albright has done a super chat that says, kick to the knob haiku for kick to the knob haiku time. Return from time off. Mountain of work awaiting. So why take time off? Very good question, Corvus. That is a kick to the knob. It's good to see you though, my pal. I hope you are doing very, very well. Right, let's see how this goes. So we've got some of the Deceiver, which is more, it's pink. It's just pink. It's not orangey at all. Okay, but the Deceiver with some actual orange in there, I think could really work. Some actual orange, actually. So I'm going to get some Troll Slayer orange. Let's Wobbletron it, why not? I mean, the good thing about doing what I do is that actually no one emails me, so I don't have a load of emails to catch up on when I come back from work, time off. It's more just about getting back into the mindset and getting on with stuff, really. Wobbletron. Right, we're very quickly going to bang in some Troll Slayer orange into that Deceiver, sort of weird salmony pink, and we're going to start pulling these highlights more toward an orange colour. Which should hopefully make it look a little bit less like flayed flesh. We'll see, won't we? And then we're going to take a 5 to 7 minute break, and then we'll come back and sort of keep working on this little frog pal. Will says, nobody emails you. The dream. Yeah, I'm always at inbox 0. It's amazing. I get maybe one work email a week. It's brilliant. At first, when I started this job, like, I wasn't on any PR's lists. That looks different. Doesn't look as flayed, I'd say. So yeah, let's do that. Maybe even try and work it into more of a... Oh, no, that's really nice. Oh, that works brilliantly. Who said that? Who said orange? Show yourself. I want to say thank you. Where you gone? Where's him? Orange. Who said orange? Orange. Who said it? Who said it? I can't find it. Aha, Rob J. Rob J, you're brilliant. Thank you very much. Because yeah, this is definitely less. Someone's taken this frog's skin off. And more, this frog is just great. Tiny Owner says, Orange, you glad you used the deceiver? God damn it. It's the first time I've used the deceiver for anything other than vague flesh tone, so it's nice to be doing something different. Now it looks a little bit like a fruit salad. They're sort of sweetie, which is nice. Oh, that's brilliant. That's so good. That's so much better than what I was doing. Wow, I really love that. Yeah. Oh, that's cracking. I think I might actually leave it after this little highlight. Really funny how it all just seems to come together with the last couple of coats. And you're like, why are there so many coats on? It's just these ones that have made it pop. Ah, but it's the groundwork you lay that makes them pop. In my humble estimation. Of course, the scary thing is I've now got a bunch of metallics and stuff to paint without fucking this up. So here we go. Chris Calvert says, unfortunately, I have to head off. Take care, everyone, and thanks for the lovely time. Take care, Chris. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you have, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. So there. No escaping it now. Go with my well wishes. Ha ha ha. Wow. That's come out nice, that has. And it's, you know what? Now the hands look like toss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade those hands. And then we'll see what we come out with after I've thrown some shade on those. But the shade will need time to dry. So this is quite a good time. I'm literally just going to slap some Agrax Earth shade down on these hands. Ooh! And then we'll go on a 5-7 minute break. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's be civilized about this. Okay. Just want to get some contrast in there. See what we get. See what we come out with, eh? A little experimenting never hurt any. Well, that's just not true, is it, historically? Monks. Oh, hello, Monk. Monk's in chat. Says jiggle. What did you call it? Wobbletron? The the Gigglinator. Yeah, Wobbletron, because I think that's what Louise Sugden calls her Wobbletron. That's a good name for it, I reckon. I'm sure many of you will remember Monk as a friend of the channel. We've done some painting together before, but Monk also has a lovely YouTube channel, so click that username if you want, especially if you want to see a video about a man painting a giant tank for a cat. That's just a sort of delight that you can find on Googly Eyed Skull. So, right. We've layered up some skin on this now quite magma looking, or quite licorice all sorts looking frog. And I've just shaded the hands to get some contrast in there, and then we'll see what we want to do with those. Probably some more heavy warm grey, and then I'll mix some cream in there to get it a bit lighter. We won't take as long with that. And then we've got to pick out all these metallic bits and a tiny bit of leather, and we'll paint this loincloth, and then this frog will be done. But for now, I'm going to read out this super chat from Emma Blass, and then we're going to go on a 5 to 7 minute break. Emma says, immense gratitude for the lunch break distraction. May it buoy me to make it through the next 4 hours and 5 patients and 2-hour drive home. Oh, Emma, that's intense. Yeah, I hope that all goes swiftly and smoothly, and that you have a lovely rest of your day. That sounds like a lot. Charlie Stack has done a super chat saying, gotta watch this on VOD because I'm moving at the minute. Can the Skelly Pals send good vibes? Just want to say thanks for your content and for being great. That's very nice, Charlie. I really hope I really hope the move goes well. I hate moving house more than almost anything. And yeah, I really hope it's going all right. And please, yeah, Skelly Pals, send good vibes to Charlie Stack. And yeah, catch you on VOD. Hopefully, we'll be watching this comfortably in your new home. So, right, I've read out some super chats. I've thrown some shade onto this frog's hands and feet, and now we're going to go on a 5-7 minute break. So you know the drill. Do you need some water? Are you peckish? Are you too warm? Are you too cold? Do you need to stretch? How's your posture? If there's anything you need to do in the next 5 to 7 minutes that would enhance your viewing for the second half of the stream, go and do it now. Otherwise, I'll see you back here. There's going to be some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog to tide you over. I'll see you in 5 to 7. Yeah, catch you then. Let's paint frogs. Hi, welcome back. We had a break, didn't we? It's over now, innit? So we're going to paint some more frogs. I hope you all had a relaxing break. I had some water, had a couple of crisps, because I like crisps, they're one of my favourite things in the entire world. And then I thought, I'll probably get back to it, actually. So, the shade is mostly dried, mostly settled on this here frog. So I think we're going to go back in with the original heavy warm grey, although with a much smaller brush. And then we're going to very slowly and delicately give it a little highlight. So that'll be nice. That'll kill a few minutes, won't it? Then I need to start thinking about what colour to make the loincloth on this chap. It's going to be interesting. Corvus Albright is on a super chat saying, moving house haiku for moving house haiku time for Charlie Stack. Moving stuff around. Where's my pile of right socks gone? Lost to the ages. That's a good one. Thank you, Corvus. As ever, your haikus are superb. And then what have we got? Nicholas Pilblad has done a super chat saying, Battletoads, painting some lovely Battletoads. There's definitely a melody to that I don't remember. But yes, we are painting some. They are very Battletoads adjacent figures, aren't they? But they also remind me of Captain Bucky O'Hare, which will be a lost on some of you younger people, but was a very good cartoon when I was a child. So let's just pick out the sort of tendons here on the foot, sort of the flesh around the toenail. I have to say, I have always been notoriously lazy when it comes to doing the feet on models. Like, you can see it. You can see it on this frog. You can see I just like, oh, it's going to make sure their head's really nice and really work on those legs. And then just the feet just... And then there's this one where it's like, oh, I was thinking about the... Nicholas Pilgrim was thinking about the Spider-Man theme. Battletoads, painting some lovely Battletoads. There we go. Are they big? No, they're small. Not enough time to paint them all. Okay. Anyway, right. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was going to do that. Really freehand on this black here and try and fix the stripes. And then the feet just like an anti-foot fetishist. Oh, Tiny Rainer says, obviously painting above the ankles is no feat. God damn it. Oh, Monk says that green dude is banging. Thanks, Monk. It was after the last paint stream I did where I just wasn't happy with what I'd done. And I was like, I really need to just take it back to basics and just really work on my colour stuff. And so I really focused on getting like good, strong layers. And I was quite pleased with it. So I tried to do the same thing here with this red guy who looks different, looks striking. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I don't know. I do like it, but I find painting with red very, very different. I don't do it loads, so I think I just need to build up my comfort levels with it, really. Jazzy Cat Productions has done a super chat saying, hey Skelly Boss, wanted to send money as a thanks for being a distraction while going through prep for my op tomorrow. Oh, you are very, very welcome, Jazzy Cat Productions. Thank you for the super chat. And for letting me know. I hope the op goes very, very smoothly. I hope you don't find the prep too stressful, and I hope, everything goes brilliantly and that you have a swift and smooth recovery. Needless to say, we're all rooting for you. And just hope it all goes great, basically. I've never had an operation under general anesthesia, or anesthetic? Anesthesia? Anastasia? That's the princess, isn't it? But I hope it all goes well. Will says, as someone has been described as looking both different and striking, it's okay. You can say bad. I think you're very good looking. Actually, Will, thank you very much. So there. Come at me with self-deprecation. You're going to catch a compliment, my friend. Take that. Will says, I do too now. I think you've always been rather good looking, but I'm glad that you are. Will says, but the not having a beard was a misstep. Okay, there we go. I feel the same, to be honest. I mean, I cut off a lot of my beard in the heatwave because it was just too much for me to handle. But it's growing back a little bit now because I was regretting it, and now it's all right again. Because that's the thing, beard grows back. You know? Bless you. Thank you. So I've mixed some cream in with the heavy warm grey. Now we're going back in and just sort of doing lighter areas, or smaller areas rather, to enhance that highlight. I did that too fast and too much, but oh well, we're going for a cartoonish look on these lads anyway. That's what I'm telling myself. And we just want to catch this little pectoral and the jawline again. Haven't painted the tongue yet, should really get around to that. It's quite a small detail. Oh wow. CookieCat94 says, why do ducks have flat feet? To put out forest fires. Why do elephants have flat feet? To put out burning ducks. Ooh, oh, poor ducks. I like ducks. I like it when their feet go plat, plat, plat. It's a simple pleasure, but sometimes the simple ones are the best. Cool. CookieCat94 says, Kitty is now being demanding for bedtime, so enjoy the stream, everyone. Oh, I see how it is, CookieCat94. You just come in here and you tell us a joke about stomping on ducks, and then you're off to bed, is it? Well, sleep well, Cookie Cat. No, thank you for being in the chat. You're really nice. Will says, I like it when ducks eat peas. Me too, Will. It's fucking amazing. If you Google it, there are lots of videos of people, they'll have like a bowl of peas in water, and the ducks are just like, and they go fucking bananas. It's brilliant. And then the water gets all dirty. Because it turns out ducks are schmutzy. You know? They just are. CookieCat94 says, I came in, I'd be cursed to sleep well. Also did too much today and body agrees with Kitty. Right then. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. Okay. Now what colour should I do the tongue on this here frog? I need to adjust the camera again. Oh, I'll tell you what I've done. Or not done. There we go. I dropped my chair a bit. Then that's when I tend to find my natural painting position a bit better. Tongue on this frog and the loincloth. So the loincloth I did on this frog is just a very simple brown. And you know what? I might just do the same thing. There's almost like a little sense of continuity. I think I can do that. C. Clark says, thoughts on geese having teeth on their tongues? You know what geese do with their tongues is frankly none of my business. I like geese. I know people are like, geese are evil. That's just because you used to be a child and a goose hissed at you once, you know? Because one time I was feeding some geese. I think I've definitely told this story before. I was feeding some geese out the palm of my hand, and two geese started having a fight, and they were battering each other with each other's wings, and I was in the middle. And it was fine. I was just like, this doesn't hurt. I'm not distressed. It's quite funny. There are geese fighting over me, which is flattering. Since then, I just bloody love them. Geese, they're brilliant. My favourite are Egyptian geese, because they're really cool. So, geese, like them. I like them, like geese. And you know what? If they got teeth on their tongues, good for them. Monk says, what are these froggy folk from? For all about them, Johnny. So, these are made by Punga Miniatures, who do print their own stuff, but I got the STLs from these and I ran them off on the 3D printer. And, oh mate, I'll give you one guess for what game they're from. Well, they're for, rather. I mean, here's one run in. Here's one standing, looking menacing. This one's sort of doing a jump. There's another one. This one's doing a dive, as though it's trying to receive something in its hands. They're a Slan team, I think, for Blood Bowl. And I'll be honest with you, I've looked at Slan in like the Teams of Legend stuff. They're not even in Teams of Legend. I got no interest in running them, but I love these sculpts, so I was like, fuck it, I'll paint them. But I might use them in our December Sevens tournament, maybe. Or maybe use them as a Lizardmen team. But yeah. Ooh, Monk says, my fish, your frogs in a nice damp dungeon. That I could definitely get on board with. I'm going to start working in earnest on that College of Life team soon. But yeah. Chris Worsley says, hi Johnny, so glad to be here for another chill hobby stream. All hail the Wobbletron. Hail the Wobbletron indeed. Ooh. Blimey. It's made this brown get positively overexcited. Which just sounds like a euphemistic term for diarrhea. Will's up to 15 based. That's halfway through. Well done, Will. Crack on. That's got to be like most of your army now, right? Okay, come on. Let's see, is that any better? That's a bit better. I'm going to stick with this small layer brush now because I've taken the skin all the way to completion without basing anything else, which is not how I normally like to paint. But I was just focusing on the skin and kind of forgot about everything else. So we're going to be very careful. But to be honest with you, I'm hardly going to do anything to this. I'm going to do 2 coats of this brown, and then I'm going to do a very slight highlight to it. That's it. So that'll be fine. There's a tiny hair. I just had to pull off that model. Oh, Will says, my friend, my lovely, lovely friend, this is 18% of the army. Oh, shit. I mean, the thing is, earlier on when you said you'd done like 5, you were like, but that's 18% of my army, is what I thought you were saying, being like, sure, I've only done 5, but that's almost a 5th. I get it now. Fucking hell, mate. That's a lot. I don't know if I'll ever do an army for a Games Workshop game again. I just can't deal with that many minis anymore. Turnip, I can just smash them out, so that's fine. But boo. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I still haven't recovered from starting a Skaven army in 2017. But my neighbour plays Kharadron Overlord, same as me, in Age of Sigmar, and he showed me a frigate he'd painted recently, and it's so good, and it's in Barrack Zilfin colours, which is the best Skyport. It did make me nostalgic, but my problem is if I went back to collecting Kharadron Overlords, I'd have to do them all in the same colours as my Blood Bowl team, which means stripping an entire army and starting again. Just Jack Wood says Johnny Airbrush goes brr. That is a very good point. I do forget about airbrush just in general, especially that I have one. I should really just crack on with it, but okay. Will says it's okay. The next 3 minis are 35%, so it's all about scale, really. Okay, that's good. We can deal with that. Right, so let's Be very careful because we've got some foot wrap going on here. It's gone all right. It's their foot wrapped up. What colour metal did I put on this guy? Sort of a dark bronze? Brass? Right, there that goes. Right, we just need to block in the metal. There's quite a bit of metal on this model. It's got this kind of chest plate thing going on, and a necklace. Uh-oh, spooky scary. Okay. Bronze. Bronze, bright bronze. Not sure about that. Want something darker. Brassy brass. Like chippy chips. Tinny tin. Always a classic. That's too dark though. Chainmail silver we will get out. Glorious gold. God, there's some fucking brass. There we go. There's some twee names on these paints, aren't there? Come here, Wobbletron. So, Skull and Boot says, let's say I wanted to make a crab person Blood Bowl team. How might I approach this? Get some vaguely humanoid models, get some crab models, and just get a pair of pliers and some glue and go wild. But look up a team that you want them to count as, because they do all have stats, and then work out which positionals you want. So, for example, like a dwarf team, you've got linemen, you've got runners, you've got blitzers, and you've got troll slayers. Those are the 4 types of dwarf you can have. Yeah, you've only got 3 different types of positional. So you would need 4 different sort of... you'd want 4 different distinctive types of crab person. Like maybe your runners all have like smaller claws, but like extra legs. Or maybe your blitzers have massive claws, or your troll slayers are like tiny but really threatening looking because they've got dauntless. It's very thematically appropriate. That was a really funny joke if you play dwarves in Blood Bowl, basically. But you do that, and then you kit bash the models you need, but you just have fun with it. That would be my recommendation. Captain Crimbo says, forgot dwarves had runners and was denied a last-minute score by misjudging how far they could move the other night. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Captain Crimbo, yesterday I had marched a dwarf cage all the way up to the end zone, and my runner, who has had a stat reduction this season, so can only move 5, had a clear shot, straight line, 7 squares to reach the end zone and score a touchdown. So that was 2 go for it. So I moved 5. First go for it, rolled a 1. Burned a reroll, rolled a 3. Brilliant. Moved on. Second go for it, rolled a 1. Can't reroll that, so just hit the deck. Didn't get to score, lost 1-0. So we'll call that karma for your loss the other night. Yank LaRue says, why did the frog take the bus to work today? His car got towed away. Very good. Monk says, there are some amazing, predominantly Japanese, from what I can tell, hobbyists making crazy models from actual crabs. Possibly too big for blood bowling, though. Oh my god. But an actual crab team, can you imagine? I'm excited about the crab miniatures coming out for Turnip 28 for a Scuttler's army. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to play. So, putting on some brass now. And I'm not going to make this any brighter. I'm not going to highlight this with a brighter metal colour because I think that's exactly the sort of level of luster I want, or perhaps do not want, on this very red looking model. A little bit about me though. Ooh, Monk says gene stealers might be good for crabby bits. That is a very good point. Also, is it Slanesh? Slanesh with all their sort of crabby pincers. With their, like, the demonettes, etc., etc. They seem quite crab people-y at points. Also quite sex dungeony, but that's neither here nor there in the context of Blood Bowl, if you ask me. Captain Kuruma says, ouch, that's brutal. I was already 2-0 down and had 6 halflings dead or injured, so it was more about pride for me. Playing flings is a rough ride. They're fun, but oof. Not a team for sore losers, I would say. Titan Uranus says, gene stealers in denim has been done right? Probably. I paint an alright denim, I discovered. When, long time ago, last year, we painted a zombie in... Oh, that's loincloth. Oh, okay, that's not as much metal as I thought it was going to be. We painted a zombie in a denim dress. That was pretty fun. Had a good time with that one. I don't for the life of me know what colour to make the eye on this this particular frog. I guess we'll find out. There we go, we're sort of getting the metal details in there. We got the sort of simple loincloth, which needs a little bit, but not loads, to be honest. Getting there. This froggy fella. Captain Kurumbo says the secret is you just have to not get attached to your players, or at least only get attached to your tree men. I can't do that though. I love all my Blood Bowl players equally. I mean, like I developed a rule with the Barrack Skylad Corsairs, my my dwarf team, that if a player dies, I don't use that model anymore. I kit bash a fresh one. So I've got a little graveyard up on my shelf. And I think I'm probably going to do that with the Norse team as well. Although with only Armour 8, it's probably worth me buying a box and starting to assemble a few models now. But I just like the idea of, like, because the Norse team I'm going to run next season is I've just assembled them according to the instructions. I painted them up nicely and all that kind of stuff. But if I just get another box, I can kit bash them to fuck and get some really interesting looking models going, really different ones, which I think would be nice to sort of break up the team dynamic if, and I hope I don't, if I suffer any deaths. Yeah, let's just keep going with this brass. I quite like it. Jack Wood says, will you be getting the sexy Yeti? I don't know, because, well, the thing is, right, next season, there's probably going to be some people redrafting their teams. There were a few people who redrafted this season, myself included, which means that sometimes the difference in team value and therefore the money for inducements is whopping. So there's a good chance from the off I'd be able to use a star player for the Yetis, but it's sort of a matter of which one. So I might treat myself to one. I don't know, but I haven't really looked at it yet. I do have the issue of Spike magazine that's got all the star players in it, so I should really have a look and choose one, and then maybe just do that as a fun little project. But the sexy Yeti's pretty charismatic though. So you never know. It's like a Yeti that's kind of like the embodiment of the man that she's singing to in the song That Don't Impress Me Much, the Shania Twain song. That's the way I think of it. Although that song, great song, that don't impress me much. Even though she says she's not impressed by someone being a rocket scientist, that's quite impressive, I'd say, Shania. I think at that point, you're being a bit mean. There it is. But there's a bit where she sings, I can't believe you kiss your car goodnight. And look, I'm not a professional musician. I'm not here to tell anybody about diction or intonation or pronunciation or how they do their job, which she does very, very well. She's an internationally renowned singer. But my God, it sounds like she sings, I can't believe you kiss your cock at night. And that was a lot for me to take in as a child. I was like, they're allowing this on the radio? That does impress me much, It's just like, wow. They really got away with that one, huh? I mean, obviously, if that was the intended lyric, I'm sure she couldn't believe it, because that's an act of incredible flexibility, Andy V says, I'm never going to not hear it that way now. You're welcome, everybody. You are welcome. My phone just vibrated. Just going to make sure that wasn't a message from my wife asking me what the fuck I'm doing. No, it's fine. Right. As I kind of hoped, the skin on this little guy is standing out quite nicely, so that sort of the details on the metal and on the hands and stuff, it feels like they don't need much. I am going to do a little bit more on this loincloth. I think I'm going to shade it and then highlight it, because it does look a little flat right now. But, aww! Neko the kitty says, roosters are creatures with feelings too. Maybe it would like a good night smooch. That's a very, very good point. Yeah. Forgive me, Shania, and the rooster to which you're referring. Actually, Shania, that's mean. Why aren't you okay with this guy saying goodnight to his livestock? Huh? Come on, mate. Be nice. It's just a rooster. Right. New Angrax Earth Shade. I don't like you very much. Just another broke nerd says, Johnny, on a music tangent, was that a Wet Leg reference in the last Blaze in the Dark video? Which bit? I do like Wet Leg, but I can't quite remember because we're a ways ahead now in terms of recordings from the last one that was aired. What did I say? And I'll let I will remember. No spoilers, but I will tell you there's a great reference in an upcoming episode of Blades, of which I'm very proud. Captain Crimbo says, when I lived on a farm in Wales, the rooster was a real dick. Wow. Just another broke nerd says, all day long on the Shay Long. No, unfortunately. That was not a knowing reference to Wet Leg. I'm very sorry. So there we go. We've shaded the loincloth. It already looks better in my humble estimation. I might even do a tiny bit of shading on these bits of metal. No. I think they're all right. Yeah, quit while you're ahead, Johnny. We'll do a very quick highlight on this loincloth, and then that'll be it. We'll move on to a different frog. What was the other frog someone mentioned? Somebody mentioned a real good-looking frog. If they could remind me what type of frog it was, I'll happily look it up. Steve Gilly says, hello all, I see frogs, I click on the frogs. Well, let me show you some frogs. Here's a frog. It was a harlequin something, that's right, Defect. I'll Google harlequin frog. This is a frog that I painted in a slightly different style. And to be honest, if I do more frogs like this, we're going to have issues with this one, but we'll see. Will says, harlequin koi dart frog. Thank you, Michaela Hawkins. Will has links to twitch.tv/frogcass. That's a good frog. There we go. So I'll try frogcast. That's a good frog. So we've got two frogs. They look like this and this. Maybe we'll do sort of a blue one next. We'll see what a harlequin koi frog looks like. And then, yeah, the other one I've done, I'm fond of, but I wonder if it doesn't... I wonder if it actually fits with the rest. We'll find out once I've painted more of this team. Anyway. Steve Gilly says, let me show you some frogs. Is how the Fae will get me, I swear. Okay, let's have a look. Harlequin poison frog, it was right there. Oh! Look at that. That's a challenge. It's... I'll tell you what, I'll Google it on my phone so you can see. Harlequin koi dart frog. No, that just didn't search, did it? Okay. Oh, great. Yeah, my phone's doing that thing. Alright, well, I can't show you. It's very colourful, basically, but I think I'm going to try... I don't know what frog to do next. I'm going to search specifically Harlequin koi. Not Harlequin joy poison frog, that's very different. Good lord. It's blue and red, and it looks like... It looks great. It looks nails, but it looks great. Ooh, but it's very like... It's very light, sort of ghostly blue. Let's work up to a really light blue. Let's do a blue one. Okay, why not? Exactly. Why not indeed? Oof. Although, actually, we've still got some stuff to do on this. We're just getting overexcited about frogs. Who can blame us? Frogs are great. Captain Sparklefist says, I'm simultaneously impressed and disappointed that the frog doesn't look flayed anymore. It's a lovely idea for a horrifying team, isn't it? Maybe for Halloween. But yeah, it's probably for the best, I reckon. Chinny reckon. There we go. That's sort of a highlight on the loincloth, which sort of stands out a bit more, which is what we want. So now all we need to do are the eyes and a bit on the tongue. I'm going to try something now. Will says, did something in pop culture use Chinny Reckon recently? I've heard a bunch of people using it. I'm not sure. Despite not being year fours on the playground. I used it as a joke in an Oxventure, but I wouldn't say that that is going to spark it off in a bunch of people that you know. But if something big used it recently, I did not realise. Oh yeah, cream tongue's fun, isn't it? Quite like that. Blah. That's a little bit untidy, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. Skull and Boots says that frog is absolutely two-stepping to hardcore. Oh, you know it. Okay, that's fixed it. Okay. Right, the eyes. This is the problem. What colour are we doing these eyes? Yellow might work. Because we've got sort of orangey tones here. Yellow would probably work quite well. Or what if we just tried to do white? Ooh, no, that's going to look too humanoid. Ooh, what if? What if we did like a ghostly blue-grey? Let's try that. Let's try that. Wobbletron, behave. I'm going to change brushes down to a very small one. Abby Marie says, I went for a walk to close my exercise ring, but mostly just to get some mochi, and got to say hi to one of the neighbourhood cats. Yes, please. There was one time, it was actually when I was, well, I was going on a shoot for something. But the pickup point, this is some time ago now, the pickup point was in Thaden Boyce, which is sort of London-ish, sort of London-adjacent village. But I went and got a coffee from a cafe, and then there was this cat that was just hanging out on top of a wall, and it clearly just loved attention because the school rush started and loads of kids were going past, but also loads of commuters were going toward the train station, and basically it was like the mayor of Thaden Boys because everyone gave him a pet as they went past, and he was just fucking loving it. It was brilliant. Yeah. pale was a good choice on these eyes. It was great. I respected that cat so much. It was just there being like, pet me. It's regal, very regal. There we go. So we've got these wise eyes. Okay. And we try and do a little pupil. Oh wow, yeah, that looks really unhinged actually. Don't know how well you can see that, but this frog looks evil. Yeah, that's horrible. That's really horrible. I've outdone myself there. Cool, great. Great. What a menacing little frog. What a menacing little frog we've done. What a horrible little dude. He was great until the eyes. And now he's frankly terrifying. Good, 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 good. Right, well, that's another frog done. And it only took nearly 3 hours. That's fine. You know what is nice to slow down and just paint stuff? Because I like the sculpts more than anything else. Should we do the catching frog? I'll show you some. Let me show you some frogs. Chatwood says this is why I don't paint eyes. 99% of the time I don't. But it's good fun. I like that he looks horrible. Nicely. Right. Let's see. Who else have we got? Who else have we got here? Let me show you some frogs. Let's show you some frogs. Okay. So, we got Divey Catchy Frog. This it's like a fucking blind date. This frog is diving to catch a ball. It's a really dynamic sculpt, and frankly, I bloody love it. But it's going to be interesting layering up the skin like that because there is less detail. But that's going to be a fun challenge, I think. Then we move into the realm of frogs who also have less skin to layer up because they're wearing more armour. We've got the sort of brutish one who is kind of doing like, is it a plie in ballet where they sort of stand and basically bend their knees? Either way, sort of like in a demi-squat and has a fair amount of armour on him, but should be quite a fun beefy sculpt to paint up. Then we've got this sort of sneaky guy who's got like a punch dagger. He's sort of sneaking about. He seems to have some bones on his back. Not sure why, but there we go. And then we've got this frog who's just straight up yelling at someone. He's got sort of a big armor thing on his back. He seems to be having a great time, probably on some illegal narcotics. So, I'll run the options past you again. Frog number 1. Oh, we can do a poll. Frog number 1, Catchy Divey Frog. Frog number 2, Squatty Beefcake Frog. Frog number 3, Sneaky Stabby Frog. And frog number 4, just absolutely off his nut frog. So, let me just rig up a poll here. For org. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask community. Titan Uranus says poison frog. But doctor, I am illegal narcotics. Strong opening support for the frog who's absolutely off his nut. Kind of reminds me of the guy who tries to mug, talking about the Fifth Element, tries to mug Bruce Willis early on. Give me the cash! But then frog number 1, Catchy Divey Frog, is coming in good. Squatty Frog and Sneaky Stabby Frog, not seeing much love, I'll be perfectly honest with you. But that's okay. Alright, looks like we're going with the frog who's absolutely off his nut. Poor frog number 3. Wow. Okie dokie, there we go. Drug frog it is. And we're going to try for sort of interesting blues. Not, however, like this one, which sort of leads up to sort of a very aquatic sort of Baharoth blue. We want to go all the way into ghost grey, I reckon. We want this one to be creepy. So that's going to be fun for us. Right, welcome back to Non-Binary Person Looks Through Paints. Today, that's Drakenhof Nightshade. Talasar blue contrast, eh? That could be an interesting start point. I don't have a dark enough blue. I always think this. But we can work with that. Because before we went through like Sotek green and all that kind of stuff. So here's what we've got. This one's a contrast paint, so I don't really want to start with this. I think what I might do is start with some Cantor blue and maybe put some black in there to darken it down. Then we can move on to sort of, you've got Calidor Sky. I should have Thousand Suns blue somewhere. There she blows. And then from there, we can start working toward that, I think. So that'll be fun. Layering. Oh God, everyone's just chanting drug frog. It's a good sign, isn't it? Right. So. Here we go. Cantor blue. Oh, Wobbletron. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh dear, Cantor blue, you're not very well at all, are you? Wobbletron will fix that. We've got what we need for now. That's one for Paint Hospital. We've got Corn Red and Cantor blue going into Paint Hospital. Brian Shona says, I have a sudden urge to play the Cosmic Frog board game in which you are world-sized frogs eating each other's planets. I love that that game. Cosmic Frogs World Eaters from Dimension Zero is the official name. I've actually painted up the frogs from Cosmic Frog for my my pieces. Did that quite a while ago while I was still a Dicebreaker. But I love that game, it's really fun. You're a mile-high frog. And there's the ether, which is literally just the void of space in Dimension Zero. And then there's the shard, which is basically a bunch of land tiles. It's like the universe has exploded. And you're all scrabbling around on this land mass, ripping up bits of terrain and swallowing them in your gullet. And then you nip home to your sort of weird little frog home and regurgitate everything and like arrange it nicely to make yourself to make yourself a nice little home to hide in. But not all is safe, because other frogs can beat the crap out of you and stick their hands into your tummy and take what you've got. It's brilliant. It's very, very silly and very good fun. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's dark enough. That's fine. That paint's gone on a bit thick though. There we go. Andy V says, what's green and appears every 75 years? Halley's Kermit. Very good. Steve Gillies is booing that one. That's a great joke, Steve. Come on. If you can't raise a smile at that one, what won't you boo? Cantor, cantor blue, painting a frog with cantor blue. I just really like frogs. I think they're really nice. Colin Laster says, I love that we're all committed to these totally awful puns and no one has gotten hopping mad about it yet. Yep. That's the thing that happened. So there we go. Eric Simpson says, have to get back to it. We'll watch the remainder on VOD. Bye! Also, hello, future me. Yes, indeed. Hello, future Eric Simpson. Welcome back on VOD Squad. I hope you're enjoying watching this stream, which is now ended. And, well, we're all off living our lives, aren't we? So, I'm not saying you're stuck in the past, by the way. I'm just saying that this version of me that you're watching is no longer truly me. I'm somewhere else right now, doing something else, being largely the same me, just a little bit older. Not necessarily a little bit wiser, but, you know, we do what we can. Good, glad we got that sorted. This one's going to be fun. I think this one's going to be a good old giggle. Much more comfortable painting blues, basically. But I like what we've done with that red frog. It looks absolutely terrifying with the eyes. I mean, if any frog's been at the substances, is this one. But I like how he's turned out. That's going to be the fiction, isn't it? They're all just a bunch of absolute wreck-head frogs who lick each other before each game of Blood Bowl and play like with absolutely no regard for safety. All the rules. That's it. I'm going to make them foul everyone. That's it. Because you know what? I actually throw very few fouls in Blood Bowl. Because basically, right, here's how fouling works in Blood Bowl. Normally, if you knock someone down in Blood Bowl, you roll 2d6 against their armour. And if you roll equal to or more than their armour, you've broken it, and then they have a chance of getting injured or taking a casualty, which can take them off the pitch, which can be really advantageous for you. Also, if somebody is down on the pitch, you can injure them. You can foul them, so you get to do another armour roll. You get to do one of these per go. But if, regardless of the result, you roll a double, so 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6s, your player is sent off. So it's quite high risk, especially in league play. I don't really do it. But you better believe when I turn up to the Sevens tournament with this lot, I'm fouling everyone. Especially this guy. He's going to be absolutely on it. Just smashing people left, right, and centre. Right, I need to do a second coat of this Cantor Blue, so I may as well Wobbletron it now. Steve Gilly says, if Super Hands was a frog. Roswell Walton says, I've seen quite a few episodes of Australia-based vet shows that have dogs that are addicted to licking toads. Wow. Party dogs. That's impressive. Wobbletron. Calm down, Wobbletron, please. Roswell Walton says, possibly cane toads. I think you mean caned toads. Ha 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 ha. And Harvey Dammit has done a super chat saying Vortex Mixer. You betcha! Wobbletron! Look at it. Look at it with its squishy thing, and it's the bit where you put the paint and it mixes. It's great. Very wobbly. Very good for paints. You were right, Harvey, damn it. I put my hands up. You were right. I didn't think there was a point to it. There was. They're brilliant. Thomas Damasi says, have the kittens arrived yet? Oh, no, they haven't. No. No, they haven't. But one day. Yay! Perfect. Rescued. Thanks, Wobbletron. You're my friend. Will's on 25 out of 30 based. You're getting through them, Will. No one can say you aren't. I believe in you. 25. 25 out of 30 out of 19% of an army. Oh, the progress. Can you feel it? Sorry, Will. That wasn't fair. There we go, that blue's much nicer now. Rich. A rich blue. Ebrel506 says, watch Little Speedy will pick the most inconvenient place to have the kittens. Yep. Current front runners are my chest of drawers, my wife's bedside table, or the bathroom. She's got three different birthing sites prepared for her. Two good ones. Like we're expanding them. We're gonna pad out my chest of drawers. It's inevitable. I think that's where she wants to have them, but it's not that comfortable, so we're gonna make it comfortable for her. And I'm fine with her having them in there. That's okay. We just want her to be comfortable, you know? Like with the size of our flat. What? The size of our flat, there was never going to be a place that was like that wasn't disruptive. So whatever, you know, go for it. Go for it, Speedy. Just have them and be healthy. That's fine. Oh, Will says it's fun because none of them have shoulder pads and about 7 of them don't have heads because I'm waiting for those too. Oofed. I did see you were waiting for specific heads for those that lot. Right, I'm going to let that dry, and then we may as well Wobbletron this in the meantime. Oh yeah, because look how separated that shit is. We've got some Calidor Sky here, and we're gonna try and clean this pot up. I'm also going to tear off this little bit of pot. Got that tip from our very own monk. Yeah, I saw that you were waiting on extra bits. That can be so disheartening. It's really annoying. Right. Real name asks, what's the plan for the kitten's feline army? No, I'm feline quite nervous about it. Ha 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 ha. Now we're going to adopt them all out when they're old enough. Wobbletron. Monk throws up the horns and says, "Rip off, silly bit." I used to like silly bit, but you know what? It's right. You're right. It stops. It makes the paint pool in annoying places, and then they all get gummed up. Like my fucking it's bulging at the back. I hate those pots. I hate them. Ow. Santo Athios says, had a barn cat sneak into the house and use my mum's linen closet to have kittens. Mum was not happy. I can imagine. Good lord. Skull and Boot says, right, I'm off to eat some food. See you in the future. Take care. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Jack Wood says, I'm taking a break from non-metallic metal to shank all the silly bits. Sounds good. Still so impressed that you do non-metallic metals. I don't think I'm ever going to learn, but I respect those who do. Non-metallic metals. I also respect those who learn, obviously, but it's not what I meant. Right. Lovely, no silly bit. Okie dokie. So that's a lighter blue. Will says, I don't. Jack is a pervert. Those two things I can respect it and acknowledge that Jack is a pervert. For legal reasons, Jack is not a pervert. Well, no. But it's a certain kind of wizardry. And you know what? There are times when I'll be like, no, I've got to get the metallic paints out. I don't love metallic paints, but I've got to paint the metal. Oh, Jack says it's fine, I deserve it. Jack's a pervert. Jack's just a pervert. There it is. Finally, we all get to say it. Oh, doesn't that feel better to have it off your chest? But yeah, non-metallic metal is just not for me. I don't think I like the sort of art style. It's not what I like painting, basically. So I can find it very impressive, but also I can have absolutely nothing to do with it. This is a very messy coat. Very messy. I keep seeing out the corner of my eye. Is this my paint camera occasionally a bit stuttery? It shouldn't be, because it's not that hot in here. I don't have a fan on or anything, and I'm not sweating. But I'm just curious. Seems fine to history with character. Okay, that's good. Alright, that's fine. Adam G says, sorry, stepped away for a mo. Who's a privet? I didn't call anyone a privet. No, it's Jack. Jack's a fucking hedge, mate. That was a brilliant autocorrect, I have to say. I had a lovely conversation with my neighbours the other night. Well, not the other night, last night. They sent me a text being like, oh, we've gone to the local. We're having a drink if you want to join us. And my wife and I were like, yeah, let's go do that. So we went and joined them. And I got talking to one of them about Warhammer because he paints and he plays. And his partner was talking about how she got an art degree and she painted this big sort of portrait of Ray Charles and all this kind of stuff. And we all ended up talking about dark skin tones, and like we were bemoaning how like there just aren't so many tutorials for decent like dark skin tones, and how it's, you know, it's a different skill and it's difficult to learn, you know, or intuit, because he was talking about how he was trying to paint some people with like South Asian skin tones, but like couldn't find any tutorials really online, and was struggling with it all looking flat. And then his partner was like, "Oh, get some purple in there," and I was like, "This is what I do. I do a purple base tone, like on my models." And we just like for about 10 minutes just geeked out about painting across different mediums, or media rather, because my wife's an artist. She paints beautifully, and yeah, we were always having a lovely time being like, "I paint." It's good, nice people. I don't think they're watching this, so that's good. Manuel Rivera says, "Are there any brushes you'd recommend or suggest to avoid?" I don't know really, because like I've not actually experimented with many different ones. I started off just buying ones from Citadel because I was just getting things from Citadel because it's the shop I knew. And then my wife gave me a set of Rock Ninja brushes like 2 years ago, and those have actually held up quite well. There's still a couple of them I use. Like I use this brush a lot for basing, and you know, it still holds a pretty decent tip. Where's the camera? There's the camera. It's still pretty great. Like this has seen a lot of use over 2 years. I'm really impressed with it. I use the synthetic Citadel ones quite a bit just because they're cost effective, and I think they're pretty good. I was actually really convinced. I'm really impressed by this Green Stuff World synthetic brush that a friend gave me. It definitely needs a clean, but that's quite good. But I haven't. Basically, what I'm saying is I haven't tried loads of different ones, so there's nothing I'd suggest. I can't give you any strong recommendations about what to avoid and what to gravitate toward. Would that I could, but I can't, so I won't. There we go. Right. Go up a blue now. Oh, this should be fun. I'm going to switch brushes. Go for the smaller brush. Jack Wood says, cheap synthetics are brilliant when you're beginning because you will destroy brushes when you're learning. That's the truth. I'll tell you what I used to do, actually, was I found there was like a £7 synthetic brush set on Amazon. And I used to just buy one of those every few months because those brushes deteriorated quite quickly, but also held a tip long enough, and I taught myself how to paint on those, knowing that if I fucked up my brushes, I could replace them really, really easily. What were they even? They were Art Master All Media brushes. I kept this one because it's my favourite shading brush. You can tell from how crusted the sort of metal bit is. The ferrule, I think that's called, and the grim, like the grime on the handle. I've shaded a lot of models with this brush, and I love it. It's a real workhorse. Not for what they intended, but I think it's great. So yeah, cheap synthetics when you're learning, great stuff. And then you can, once you've sort of got your eye in a bit, you can sort of start experimenting with more like capital B brushes, I guess. I don't know. I do this stuff for a hobby, and I like it. Waterstar86 says, how do you destroy brushes? Any way you like, mate. Stomp on them, set them on fire, put them in the microwave. It's sort of not taking care of them is one thing, like not knowing how to clean them properly, or just like mashing them in and being like really intense with your brushing, like getting paint on them on the palette, how you store them. Like it's not like you're going to go and destroy a brush in one fell swoop. It's more like it's sort of you'll be hard on them, so they'll wear down quicker. It's not like putting a brick through a window. It's more like accelerating hard and braking hard in your car or on your bike or something, and you'll wear your brake pads down. That sort of thing. And like, to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you what I did that destroyed brushes so quickly when I was painting early doors. Like, obviously there are things that everyone's told to avoid, like don't just stick a brush in a pot of water and leave it bristles down. That's really bad for it, that sort of thing. But so just the same with the other frog, we're starting to build up layers, yada yada yada. There you go. Monk says, new painters often miss care of their brushes. There is little info. Counterintuitively, they should dry hanging bristle down. Otherwise, paint and water get into the ferrule and make them splay. It's why your domestic decorating the home brushes have the hole in the handle. There you go. I have to say, another shout out to RV Dammit, who very kindly sent this to my PO box. This has been fucking brilliant. This is a paint puck. You can't really see because my paint water is really dirty, but on the bottom of this, there's like a really stippled, like silicone texture, which is really good for cleaning brushes. But also, you can just store your brushes hanging bristle down, and they're just right there. Like, they're really easy to get hold of and use. And like, when it arrived, I was like, this thing looks weird. And then I used it once and was like, this thing is brilliant. So yeah, shout out to RV Dammit for that one. Will says, yo, 29! 29! You can do it, Will, come on. You've absolutely got this, my pal. 29's a big batch of anything to just do with the fucking, when you're basing. Or anything. 29's a lot. No, 30's a lot. You know what I mean? 29's also a lot. Both of these things are true. Getting brighter, weird blue. He's so threatening. Give us your wallet if you got any drugs. It's horrible. Horrible frog. Horrible frog. Horrible. Manuel Rivera says, sorry, just getting here. 29 what? Will is basing Marines for the Horus Heresy. And it's quite an undertaking. Will's been at it all stream, so they're kind of keeping us updated. A, 'cause it's interesting, and B, as a way of staying motivated, I suspect. There we go. Adam G says, what has that frog ever done to you? Tried to take me wallet. I told you. Manuel Rivero says, nice. For a moment, I thought they had turned 29. And when you said 29 is a lot, I felt really old. No, do not worry. 29 is sprightly. Cake is a made-up drug. Right. Where were we? So that's a layer of Calidor sky. So what we want to start doing is getting some Thousand Suns blue in there. Which means Wobbletroning, doesn't it? Ooh. Ooh. That's not been used in a while. Wobbletron. It's time to go to work once I pull off this bit. There we go. Wobbletron, you're my friend. Not my best friend, but still my friend. They close so much better without the bullshit piece of plastic, Monk. You're so right. Fucking hell. Wobble. Wobble the Tron. You can't wobble the Tron. Ray Shadowheart asks, what bit are they pulling off? I'll show ya. So, on your sister, I learned this off Monk, who's done a really great video recently about painting a tank for a cat. You see there's this little hingy bit on a Citadel paint pot. And the idea is, you open your paint pot and it helps prop it open, which is useful, but then you see on the side here, you get paint running down the back of this thing and gathering here and behind it. So paint goes into that bit, which means paint gets stuck in the hinge, and it means that they don't close properly, like this. So like, this one's got loads of paint dried on the inside, and it needs a good clean because it's not closing properly. But if you simply take hold of this bit, twist it off, they just close that little bit tighter. Well, I mean, this one needs work, but yeah, I'm getting rid of all those stupid little bits. It's great. So then, we need some Calidor Sky. Just like that. And then our freshly Wobbletron Thousand Suns. Oh, I tried to rescue this a while ago, didn't I? Yes, I did. So it's still quite goopy. Alright, well, we'll use it. We need to. That's annoying. That's one for Paint Hospital. Hey, Will says that's them done. Congrats, Will. Now I need to put. Now all I need to do is put paint on the lip of all of the bases. Oh, Happy Bob has done a super chat saying, as I said at the start of the stream, thank you, Johnny and LSPs. Your kind words during the last stream I caught were immensely helpful in getting me through a rough time mentally. You fine folk rule. Like, I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say we are very glad to help, and you're very, very welcome. Again, sorry that times have been rough, but you should be proud for getting through it. Frankly, that's not enough Thousand Suns blue in that mix, is it? Whoopsie daisy. Anonymous says, 2 Paint Hospital? Very good. Very well done. We're Wobbletroning a bit more, I'm afraid. We need to. Mrs. Treeman says, thank you all for getting me through the last 8 months. I start my new job tonight. Congrats, Mrs. Treeman. That's brilliant. And again, yeah, very happy to help. There are some jolly good eggs in this. I'm Wobbletroning the wrong paint. Oh, I put it in Paint Hospital. Stupid. Here we go. Well, that was embarrassing. How am I going to live that one down? I'm not. Alright, that'll do for now. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, good God. This just needs loads more matte medium, doesn't it? Oh, Matthew Medium, when will you return home from university? Little paint joke for you there. Oops. Oh yeah, Jack says airbrush thinner. Stat. I forgot about airbrush thinner. Alright everyone, welcome to Paint Hospital. We've got some Thousand Suns blue here that's all goopy and grim. So we're going to squirt in quite a lot of airbrush thinner. And then it's off to surgery, and by surgery I mean Wobbletron. If anyone asks, no, we don't have a theme tune. It definitely doesn't contain a saxophone. That's off limits. Thousand Suns Blue has been in surgery now for about 2 minutes. We're going to check in to see how it's going. Adam G says, Dr. Wobbletron. He didn't spend years in medical school to be called Mr. Wobbletron. Lee McClure says, as someone who doesn't paint, what exactly is the Wobbletron? Here's the Wobbletron. The Wobbletron is basically, it's a vortex mixer, but what that means is there's this funny little thing here. You can sort of see it's encased in silicone. But when you press down on it, it starts to vibrate. But as you can hopefully see from like the way it kind of goes up, it moves around a little bit. And the idea is it gives a variable pattern of like vibration through the paint pot and just agitates it and thoroughly mixes it. Which, fingers crossed. Oh, Jack. Oh, Jackwood. I might have put too much in there. That might be a bit too thin. Airbrush thinner, hey? Oh, there's still quite a lot of goo at the bottom. There's goo at the bottom there. But we're getting there. All right. Manuel Rivera says, we used to call it shaker in my old lab. Well, to be honest, I've taken the term Wobbletron from Louis Sugden, so... James Cotton says, it's alive! Look at my skin going weird. Oh, that's so strange. It's quite unsettling, that. Getting there though. We're definitely wobbling this paint back into life. Let's see. Oofed. Yes. Yes. It's alive. Where'd I put my paintbrush? There it is. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'll Wobbletron it some more. But that's an outpatient's procedure now. That went brilliantly. Right, join us next time for another episode of Paint Hospital. Umbrella506 says, "Okay, lovely skelly pals, hit to bop off. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Take care, Umbrella506. I hope your day goes swimmingly." Right, here we go then. So we've got a mix of the last two, well, Calidor Sky and then Thousand Suns Blue, which is just Wobbletroned. And it's just like we did earlier. We're just going to keep building up colours. Michaela Hawkins says, "The child in me needs the Wobbletron to have googly eyes." I'll get some googly eyes on there, sure, why not? As long as I'm not muscling in on Monk's territory, which, of course, his channel is Googly Eyed Skull. As long as I can do it with Monk's blessing, we'll get some googly eyes on the Wobbletron, why not? I will say, my wife and I got a Roomba recently. And I'll be perfect. I'll hold my hands up. I was kind of resistant to the idea for quite a long time. I was like, oh, do we need a robot Hoover? Is that the thing we need? It's made such a difference. I just really was underestimating how much Scout our cat sheds. So much. Basically, every day, every morning, he goes out and goes on a little constitutional, and then comes back and it's like, please empty me. I'm so full of cat hair. So that's a whole big thing. But honestly, the floors, they're gorgeous. So clean. But what's great about we've called him Speedy Gonzalez, or Speedy 2, is basically like, if he meets an obstacle that he's not met before, he'll take a picture and he sends it to my wife, being like, I've encountered this thing, and on the app, you then have to be like, this is a permanent obstacle, this is a temporary obstacle, or add this to your no-go areas. So every now and then, send a picture of a cat that's just like, because a robot Hoover's just come and headbutted it, and then taken its picture without asking. It's hilarious. I genuinely get a very deep and profound sense of calm from watching the Roomba go about the place. He just navigates the world by headbutting things. Just literally, he'll be going along and be like, and just keeps going. And it's inspiring is what it is. You know? He just, like a tiny upbeat Glaswegian, just goes and nuts things. It's it's really something. So I'm going to hold my hands up and say I was wrong about the Roomba. The Roomba's fantastic. Other robot vacuums are available. This is not a sponsored stream. Although if Roomba wants to send me another one so we can make them fight. Roombot Wars. Huh? There you go. We're building up that blue. Sure enough, give me your money, I want some drugs. That's what he's like. Oh, he's just mad for them. He's mad for drugs. Doesn't even care which ones. What's that? It's Calpol, my child's very sick. Kiss it. Oh no. Rackhead frog, please. No, I want it. Oh, he's awful. I regret letting him on the Blood Bowl team. Good lord. Revolver Rock says, what's its floor clearance like? Oh, it's allowed to go anywhere in the flat. Yeah, we've given it full clearance. It can, yeah. Can go in the kitchen. It can go in the hallway. The living room's sort of attached to the kitchen, so it can go in there as well. The bedroom. Yeah, full clearance. Full clearance. There you go. Give me one sec. William Barry says, like a tiny upbeat Glaswegian, lol, I feel I should be offended by that, but it's too good a line not to laugh at. I'm sorry, I know that's not fair. But then I sort of just said it. So, sorry about that. Just putting on some music in my ear. There we go. Okay. Right. So that's the mix of Thousand Suns and Calidor Sky done. So we can move on to just Thousand Suns. Airbrush thinner, you are the best. Thanks for saving my paint. Revolver Rock, thoroughly unimpressed with my floor clearance thing, says, I suspect that was a bit, ... mostly wondering how much it does for the dirt that accumulates under various furniture. Oh, I see. It gets under most of our furniture. It does pretty well. And, like, it's got decent wheels that let it get over, like, we've got a cable run, so we've got, like, a weird, like, bump in the floor, so no one trips over cables, and it sorts that no problem. I suspect that was a bit. Well, I make me laugh. Okie dokie. Layering up the frog. Gonna be a lovely frog. Using blue tones on the frog to layer up the frog. Will says there's now a lovely photo of the Raven Guard on the painting channel in the Kyo Discord. Interesting. Revolver Rock says, good to know, wasn't meant like that. I'm only pulling your leg, don't worry. Oh, look at them all. Look at them all. Oh, shit. Look at them. Look at them there. Look at these Marines. Some of them don't have heads, but that's okay. They look great, Will. Well done. I like their pointy little masks. I like them. They make me laugh. No, that made me laugh? No, that was me reading something. Doesn't make me laugh. I like them. They're good. They're cool. They're thematic. What I was reading was Bob saying, you also make me laugh, especially when you show up. Oh, you also make me laugh, especially when you show up on Outside Extra Jackbot streams. I always love your humour. Thanks. Will says, yeah, they have little beaky faces, little wombles. I'll be honest with you, it's those little helmets that's got me more interested in the Horus Heresy than anything else. I'm like, they look cool. I'm getting a bit slapdash with this now, to be honest with you. But this mid-tone feels like it feels like it's not really doing loads. But that's, you know what? Each layer's important, so shut up, Johnny. There we go. Here we go. Happy Bob says, I'm not complaining, but when did I become Bob Bob? I like it. Sorry, Happy Bob. There is a Bob Bob. Brain went on autopilot there. Because we've been streaming for nearly 4 hours. There we go. Jack Wood says, I really am going to have to get some beakies and give them hazard stripes. Yes, please, Jack. That sounds brilliant. Do it. Right. We need to start punching up these here colours. That Thousand Suns blue, for all the brightness on the pot, isn't really coming through. I think I'm going to do another coat of it. Really need to paint Hospital this paint, don't I? Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Layering up some things. It's quite therapeutic, this. I mean, it takes bloody ages, but I do like it. Although second coats are always quicker, which is nice. Alright, yeah, that's about as far as we're going to get with Thousand Suns blue, I think. Well, in its current state, but we can start adding a lighter colour to it. Jack Wood says, the shanking of the nubs has led to me ungunking all my Citadel pots. The shanking of the nubs. What a fucking fantastic phrase. Sounds like a piece of classical music. Oh yeah, the 1812 Overture's pretty good. It's got cannons in it and that. And sure, the choral finale of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony can't be beat. But have you ever heard the shanking of the nubs? Just brilliant. The shanking of the nubs. Oh, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. Absolute classic bit of music made by Howard Shore for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, made by New Line Cinema. But have you heard the shanking of the nubs? Love it. Happy Bob says, my 12-year-old just knocked on my door to ask if I'm watching the person who sometimes sings about Stumpy. He has 3 feet. They love it when I show them you doing that. He's got 3 feet. He has 3 feet. His name is Stumpy. And he's got 3 feet. There you go. So now we're going to mix some of this in. That's excessive. That's more promising. There we go. That's more like it, isn't it? All right. Will says, wow, Alistair Beckett King is guesting on stream. I'll take that. That's a pretty good comparison. Is that too stark? Yeah. Tone that down a little bit. It needs to be a bit darker before we go full bore on that. That's more like it. There we go. There we go. Little steps. Little steps. That's how we build up the frog. Little steps, big hops. There you go. No idea what that was just then, never mind. It's nearly quitting time, so there we go. Need to think about what I want for dinner. What are you all having for tea? Here we go. Oh, I do want to finish this frog today, though. I might have dinner and then come back and polish it off. I'm not going to eat the frog, you know what I mean. Monk says Johnny 3 Feet Chiodini sings He's Got 3 Feet with Bill Bailey on the old Yana. The old Yana. Oh, I love it. He's getting there. Give me all your money and drugs. He's horrible. Well, says I got some Vietnamese roast pork, but I need to do my kettlebell first. I do not like the kettlebell. No, I can imagine. Because, like, just as a simple fact of biology, you've got to swing yours around a far greater distance than I do. I think that's how that works, right? Like if a kettlebell had a pedometer, it'd be doing loads more steps than my kettlebell, especially since my kettlebell is entirely theoretical. I do not own one. Hello, Piggle. You made another nest. You missed your bed. Oh, it's because there's paints in it. Sorry. I know, you sweet dog. A casual reminder about my pronouns. They, them, not he, him. Timothy Thomas has done a super chat saying, hello again, Johnny and LSPs. Honestly, just wanted to say you're my favourite creator online, Johnny, and you allow me escapism when I need it most. Thanks for a very chill stream. That's such a lovely thing to say, Timothy. Thank you very much. That is a very, very nice thing of you to say. That's a really kind compliment, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad to offer escapism. This is kind of a form of escapism for me as well, to be honest with you. I mean, I make no bones about the fact that I struggle with my mental health quite a lot, and a big part of that is that my internal monologue is not very nice or kind. So getting to talk to people for hours on end, and to be constantly rambling, but not about grim shit or self-loathing stuff is really nice. So I'm glad I get to do this and call it work, basically. So thank you for being here, because without you lot, I wouldn't be doing this, because it wouldn't be sustainable. But yeah, I'm very glad that I can give something back, basically. So there. Will says, the good news is I have more muscle on the longer bones in order to move the thing. That's a very good point. The bad news is that it still weighs 16 kilograms. Well, Will, if it helps, that's exactly how much Watson weighs. So if you just imagine you're swinging around a 5-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier when you're doing your kettlebell, maybe that'll help? Maybe? Might help. This is getting on all right now. I feel like we're starting to see the muscle definition pop out, where before we didn't have it. So there we go. I am going to finish this frog up today if I can manage it. I'll see how I feel after some dinner. But for the time being, I think I'm going to start wrapping this here stream up. So it's 2 minutes to 8 PM here on Racist Plague Island. Thank you so much for joining me for today's stream. It's been very nice to come back after a week off and find that there are still people here. So that's been very nice, and I've really enjoyed talking about frogs. Yeah, give me your money. And painting and wobbletrons and all sorts of weird things today. So yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. What else is coming up on the channel? I'm streaming again this week. Almost certainly Thursday. It might move to Friday. Probably not. But there will be another stream this week. It'll be a video game of some description. I'm not sure which one. Maybe finally Necrosmith. We'll see. And then on Saturday, Press Any Chiodini returns with new episodes of Prey, the stressful playthrough that is good fun nonetheless. So yeah, oh, goodness me. So yeah, like I say, there's all that good stuff. I do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. There's a link in the description of this stream. You probably know that already. It's a way of supporting me directly that really is very useful and helps me just keep the lights on and do this for a living. But really, I just want to say, either way, thank you so much for being here and for chatting and super chatting and just generally being lovely, lovely skeleton pals. And I will catch you very soon. So thanks again for watching. Take care and yeah, see you soon. Goodbye.